Well, there goes the Daverhood. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 1009th episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio Podcastio Programmio of the stream conmigo. Dave Lefkowitz and my darling and adorable wife is joining us as well on this Saturday, last Saturday in November of 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you all had a fine Thanksgiving 2 days ago and are having a good Thanksgiving weekend and a profitable Black Friday, if that means anything to you, and a Golden Saturday, if you happen to be Jewish, and coming up upon a maybe a gray Sunday. I'm not sure what you would do for Sunday. And then, of course, I think they also call it Black Monday, don't they? And then Tuesday, as they say, blues-wise, Tuesday is just as bad. But we are just as good here on this Saturday as we are every Saturday. I should work on my intros. I really should. But anywho, if you don't know this program, and you should, it's called Dave's Gone By, and it mixes humor and interviews and culture and nonsense, mostly nonsense, every Saturday from 9-ish until noonish Eastern Time, right out of beautiful northern Maryland, here in our Daverhood. So, got some stuff to tell you about our week. We went not once, but twice, my wife and I, to Pikesville, Maryland. And I'll tell you about all, this is the excitement of our lives, going to Pikesville twice. And also we'll have our regular stuff that we get to do on this episode and most of our episodes. For example, we have Greeley Times, where,
Oh, you're going to cough like the whole show?
I have to get a little bit of phlegm out to do what I've got to do here. Oh boy. Here's our memories. This is from the mitzvah. Look at that. Which is moderately appropriate because we did go to a very, very Jewish neighborhood called Pikesville, Maryland. And this is not from Pikesville. This is from New York. Let's see. So, yes, we've got our drum roll just about getting ready. Or I'll trade you.
You got the pictures, right? You have all the pictures.
Cool. So, just in case I need a little drum action. There we go. Just getting everything ready here for you for the next 3 hours, where we will have Greeley Times, because my wife and I did live for several years in northern Colorado, Greeley, Colorado, and while we were there, the local newspaper, it's still the local newspaper, even though we're not there, is the Greeley Tribune, and they do have a sense of humor over there. Not enough of a sense of humor that they would have hired me for a writing job there, bastards, but they do have a column, thank you, in there every week called...
I'll get you seltzer, don't
Thank you, that would be great. A column called Cop Log. Oh, you okay? Called Cop Log, which has to do with phone calls that come into the police department in, like Greeley and Weld County and Johnstown and Evans, not quite Fort Collins. And the funniest, most ridiculous phone calls that come into the police department there are then logged by the police dispatcher. That's apparently public record so long as you strip away all the identifiers, or I guess it's still news. Maybe they don't have to, but they'll just take what the call was about. Thank you very much. What the phone call was about, and then put that in the paper every week, the funniest ones in this column. We'll take the funniest things out of that column for a weekly segment that we do called Greeley Times. It's a lot of fun. We kind of share the best of with all of you. And then also, on pretty much every episode of the Dave's Gone By show, we have our Colorado Flying Chicken. Now, our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, again, because we lived in Greeley and Weld County, Colorado. Here we go. Oh, that one. Here we go. Flying chickens. Chickens are sailing, my friends. Here we go. Left-handed. Yeah. Whoa. Damn. Oops. Yeah. Got it. Snagging them. I'm snagging them, ladies and gentlemen.
Now the dreidels.
Oh, and let's make a wood. Please don't do that. So I decided to write a poem about as many places in Colorado as I possibly could. Just towns we all know, and then places that you've never heard of, ghost towns that closed 80 years ago. I still thought, hey, if I can rhyme the name of that town, what do you need? If I can rhyme the name of that...
That's my phone.
Oh, I think my phone is still in my office. I didn't even bring it.
You can't see if you're online, or you can't see what people are.
Oh, I'm assuming I'm hoping I'm online. So, rhyme the name of the town with as many, 3 times within the course of a poem. So that's the challenge.
Today.
Oh, and today's Colorado lyric of the damned is Channing.
They go like Carol Channing.
Like Carol Channing, who was a guest on this program before she died. We tried to get her after she died, but it's not, it didn't work. But
Your drum shot.
so, Channing, Colorado, and the other challenge is not just rhyming the name 3 times, but coming up with a poem that is risque and tasteless and terrible, as limericks are supposed to be. So it's our Colorado limerick of them. That'll be coming up towards the end of the show. I think we'll do Bunyan Watch today. We haven't done it in a long time, and I actually have Bunyan stuff to talk about. This is about the size and condition of my bunions.
What happened?
Well, I'll tell you during Bunyan Watch.
Because it's exercise?
Here's a preview.
Is it because of exercise?
I doubt it. I don't know what it is, but I'll tell you about my left foot bunion, which started the whole thing anyway.
Your
Whee!
feet are so big. Oh,
Whee!
you need to exfoliate.
Yeah, I kind of need to do. Thank you very much. Ooh. It's about time you tried to sock me off. Oh! Boom, boom, boom. Oh, you.
No, little one. No, do little drum. Little drum.
I am doing a little drum.
And then cymbal.
Well, here we go. There we go. So we got those 2 things going on. We also, what else do we have? Oh, we will do a very quick story time today. Because we have a book. Oh, we have a book. Ladies and gentlemen, since we're talking about Colorado, 3 things with Colorado today, it is the one, the only, the original B-man, El Chapulín Colorado.
Is that his last name?
Oh, no, I forget what his name was. He was, but his stage names were Chespirito and El Chapulín.
Then why does it say Colorado?
I think that was the name of the show. It was called El Chapulín Colorado. I don't.
Colorado?
Well, what does Colorado mean? It doesn't mean color red. I'm not sure.
Do you have my phone?
Inspired by the internationally acclaimed sitcom El Chapulín Colorado, this book, so the name of the program was, this book will introduce little ones like me to sounds in English and in Spanish. I forget what the guy's name was. He passed about a decade ago, I think. But he would do, like, it wasn't even supposed to have the ch sound in that kind of Spanish, because you don't. But he purposely put it in there, or I forget what the whole deal was. I have to look his name up. But if you know the Simpsons Bee Guy, it was based on this character that we all used to see in the 1960s and 70s on Channel 47. Or maybe it was Channel 41.
Is it your toe?
Well, why don't we do Bunyan Watch? Let me get my Bunyan.
Well, let me see it. Show me.
Here. So Bunyan Watch, we might as well do this right now.
No. If you move the table, you're going to mess up my dollhouse stuff. Don't do it.
Well, how am I supposed to do Bunyan Watch? I'll stand on the chair. So.
No, do it later. If you mess
Well, then I'll mess up the thing later. I don't get the. I had to lower the table anyway. So I will be very careful. I don't think I have the theme music anymore.
Clean up the stuff you broke.
What are you talking about? Okay, first of all, here's our theme music.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. There goes the Daverhood. And there was much rejoicing.
Didn't your meds kick in yet?
We got David Lefter that's here. He's a Long Island arts guy. He's got his own radio show.
I want you all to
really enjoy a wonderful program done by a fine artist.
A glorious thing of unparalleled beauty.
Dave's gone by. Dave is one of my very favorite broadcasters, so keep on listening to Mr. Dave.
So that's, of course, our original intro that we've been using for years and years for this program, Dave's Gone By. I had a Bunyan theme song, or also theme music that I didn't transfer from one computer to the other, but I do have a public domain tune from New Orleans, Willie Jackson.
Or so you think.
Combs and Bunyan, big as onions, corn and bunions on each toe.
Corns and bunions on each toe. Well, thank goodness I don't have corns. But if you were watching this program 3.5 years ago.
You have miniature hands and feet too somewhere.
Oh, I do. Did we buy those?
Yes.
I think we do have that little baby foot. It's like a rubber foot.
Yes.
But it's going to be in one of those giant bins, if you can find it. So, 3.5 years ago, I started teaching part-time.
Here, honey.
Oh, we found it. Whoa, oh, there's the toilet paper. Yay. Might need that later. You don't want to know why. I don't know even where to put this now. Okay, let's put that right there. So, I started teaching at a local university. And my first day on the gig, I had like 4 classes in a row, which was fine. I mean, I was used to it. But I had sneakers, or nice sneakers, wearable, okay to wear in a school situation sneakers, that I thought I had broken in, but didn't enough. So I've been wearing them, I've been trying them out and testing them out, but then I had to wear them for about 5 hours straight. And I teach on my feet. I'm not one of those sit down behind a desk guys, as you can probably tell. So by the end of my 4th class, I was almost limping, because it was literally like not quite my left foot bunion, but sort of near the bunion on top of the toe. It was just rubbing and grating, and there was no place for me to sort of protect it or put a Band-Aid over it. I wasn't expecting it. Like a lot of women who buy new shoes, they know for the first week or two, is that they got to wrap their entire foot in gauze so they don't go clomping around. But I got through the day, and I swear the top of my toe was raw for about a week and a half before the scab and the scar and everything went away. And thank goodness it never came back, which was great. But since I was doing this podcast also while I was teaching that semester, I was like, hey, let me share. Let me show you, my beloved fans, listeners, and viewers, no secrets. But actually, I have a ton of secrets that I don't tell you guys, but no secrets between us in terms of my body functions. I've shared with you my phlegm, my COVID vaccine, my colds. You know what I know, what you know what I know. So I shared with you and showed you my bunions on my feet. And I've been periodically keeping up with that so that you can see. You can measure with me. It's kind of like telehealth. You could tell me, hey, Dave, did you notice that the bunion that looked fine last week is now purple with dots and looks like a mushroom? And you would tell me this, and I would be, oh, I didn't notice. Whoa, I should have that looked at. So my bunion does not look like that. But a couple of nights ago, I just was walking and I in the house, came down on my foot and just felt like, whoa! Sometimes I get that with my knee, but this was like, whoa, what the hell? And I was like, yowza. And then tried to wiggle it out and work it out, and it went away.
Your nails need cutting. They look terrible.
Yeah, they do. So, since then, it's been fine, but I sometimes feel it a little bit. Just one of those things. I've been very lucky, God willing, thank God, over the years with my bunions. Some people have painful where they know them every single day. With me, I know they're there. I have to wear wide shoes because they're there, and Velcro shoes. But, I can't even wear a decent, nice pair of shoes because my foot should be like this and it's instead like this. And yet, they're part of me. They're a growth. I wish my penis would grow that long, but they're my bunions. And on some basic level, you accept. People who have cancer learn to accept and realize and make friends with the cancer. I've made friends, sort of, with my bunions. So here is the problematic left foot bunion from this week. Let me.
No, you can lower it. Don't.
Well, no. What I can do is I can pull
No,
this down.
because all the ones on the top are broken anyway.
Here we go. Here we go. So here, ladies and gentlemen, is my left toe, left foot bunion. It always looks redder on camera than it does in real life, but it's pretty red at the moment. So you can see I'm trying to put that up there. Let's make it a little bigger. There we go. Whoa. So as you can see, it is a prominent. It almost looks like a heel in that picture. That's just my bunion. Whee! Isn't that beautiful?
I can't see it. I got under a phone.
Well, I didn't bring the phone in. I was rushing in to start the show. I'll show you my right foot bunion. Here is, for comparison, and the interesting thing is, my right foot bunion is larger and more prominent even than my left foot bunion. Look at that. Look at that puppy. Oh my goodness, that's like a tomato on my foot. Look at that. Look at it. Look how beautiful. Oh my goodness. My goodness. So thank God I haven't had to opt for laser surgery or keratotomy or breaking the bone and resetting the foot. It's just, it's there. Sometimes it's annoying. Rarely it's annoying. But, you know, it's part of me. I live with it. I accept it. My bunions, ladies and gentlemen. So that is this week's Bunion Watch. I'm not going to bother to measure it, as I have done on some shows, to see if it's growing bigger or calibrate it. I should get one of those things that shoe stores and shoe people have, where that metal slidey thing that only they have.
That's only to do not width of the foot, but foot length, right?
Well, no, I used to have one where they would measure both.
Really?
Because I needed special shoes. Because when I was growing up, they didn't make regular shoes that that fit people like me with my feet, with my bunions. The guy, the shoemaker or the salesman.
You went to you went to a cobbler? Like you go to the village? I went to
wish.
my home village to my cobbler.
Well, it was close enough. It was a guy who sold specialty shoes as well as regular ones. And he had to put my foot in the thing and measure both the bunion and the length of my foot, so that I always wore.
Now you just go to Zappos and you get Skechers for $50.
Yeah, absolutely. But you couldn't do that in 1971.
Is this delayed?
Yes, it's always been about 15 seconds delayed.
Oh, look, you're drinking water here.
Yeah, 15 seconds, 20 seconds ago, I did.
Oh, okay.
Instead of a 7-second delay, I guess Facebook puts us on maybe a 30-second delay. Or a Tom delay, if you're more political. But, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Bunion.
Yes, David, how do you say your name?
How do I say my name?
No, your guest's name.
Oh. It's interesting.
Drink your water.
I am. So that's the other.
Who's in it?
Oh, I haven't talked about that yet. But our guest in the Daverhood, we do have a special guest that we'll be talking to. I won't be talking to Rabbi Sol. We'll be talking to the lovely, the talented, and it's like Anne, but it's Anne with a little extra.
Why? Yeah.
I don't know. Well, that's just the way it's spelled. It's Ayun. So it's not Anne, but it's not Ayun. So it's Ayun. Huh?
She says it.
Ayun.
Is it like Ian Rand?
No, it's not quite that pronounced. Like Ian or Ian or Aun.
Was it like Irish or
Yes.
Celtic?
I believe it is, which I didn't know. So anyway, HALLIDAY, that's why we're calling this program Home for the Halliday, since it is a holiday weekend. But HALLIDAY, I first saw her in Too Much Light Makes the Baby Go Blind, 30-something years ago, back in Chicago, in not quite the original cast with Greg Allen and all those folks, but she was in just a year or two later, when the show was still pretty new and like the hottest cult thing going in Chicago. And it was a recommendation actually, of our beloved Mary Shen Barnage,
Oh, really?
who's a critic out in Chicago. I came to Chicago with the American Theater Critics Association. They were having their meeting out there. And, I was looking for things to see and do and go beyond the Goodman Theater and Steppenwolf and so forth. And she said, oh, yeah, no, there's a show you have to see. And I said, okay, it's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, I'm sleeping 11. This is me in my frickin' 20s. And already it was like, 11 o'clock at night, it's my baby time. She's like, no.
You have a strict bedtime.
and she's like, she drags me to this thing. And on a certain level, it changed my life. It changed my idea of what theater was and could be. Because I was already a theater critic. I was already reviewing Broadway and off-Broadway and even off-Broadway shows. I had this set idea of things I had been taught at NYU, taking film and theater classes and acting and playwriting and stuff. So as free as those rules could be, there was still a certain set of this is what you expect when you go into a theater. And everything exploded in that literal hour or 65 minutes. Everything that it was in my head at that moment about what theater is just went kapow.
Wow.
Thanks to Greg Allen, who created and devised Too Much Light, and this troupe of young, fun actors who took the rules. Well, he took the rule book and just went, okay, this is what we're doing. We're going to do 30 plays in 1 hour. And when I'm going to tell you what order they're in, the audience, we're going to put up a clothesline with numbers on it, 1 through 30.
Yeah, that was fun.
And once I was going to call out at random what play we're going to do next. And the plays are all going to be somewhere between 15 seconds and maybe 2.5 minutes. And we're going to try and finish all of them at the end. If we get through all of them, we'll order a pizza. If we don't, well, the audience can vote if they want to see the last play or two or not. But, the excitement of that. And there's all these other ethos-related things of the kinds of plays they were doing. It wasn't like they would sit down and try and do, Neil Simon or Wendy Wasserstein. Show me. What? Oh, is it back? Okay, hold on. All right, we have to take an important break.
He got a message from.
It's my wife is showing me on the phone here from Mission Barbecue. It's Black Friday. Well, yesterday was the perfect reason to celebrate the season. They've changed their Black Plate special. If you've been watching the show for years, or at least the last couple of years, how Dave feels about the Black Plate special when it's steak and when it's not. But it's back to steak, and now they have a new one.
I've never seen that one before, have you?
No, because they've done ribeye, and they've
I'll
done...
have to get it very rare or be gristly now.
Well, mouthwater is strip steak. That's usually the thin one, like Romanian tenderloin, I think.
Oh, I don't know yet.
Smoked and seared to order. And I also have a coupon for the cream corn. You get a free coupon for Thanksgiving. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I may do that this weekend. Plus buttery drizzle with decadence caramel bread pudding.
You never eat their dessert here.
If you drizzle something with decadence, I'm going to call the cops because
It does look good, but I would probably get it rare. Let's see what the comments say. No prime rib this year? Is that you? Love the steak, looks delicious. How long we have the bread pudding. Oh, someone's happy about cream corn. I wish you'd bring back peanut butter pie.
Nobody's happy about cream corn. Yeah. I will try it, although I would prefer a ribeye or a prime rib
This
too.
one says you catered for the Walmart on Ireland the day before Thanksgiving. I don't know what that means.
There's probably Ireland Road somewhere in Maryland, or that could be Michigan anywhere. Yeah.
They want sweet potato mashed. Oh no, look.
What?
We look forward to the prime rib every year. They're all upset about no prime
Rib. Well, yeah, because prime rib is their best thing. You can go to Mission Barbecue and about $14 when they have a Black Plate special. You have very creditable, decent-sized, really tasty prime rib, as opposed to going to some fancy restaurant where they're going to charge you $30. So it's a great deal and a really delicious lunch or dinner, but they're not doing the prime rib. They've replaced it with a strip steak, which is a slightly lesser cut of meat, but still should be delicious. So old Dave might, perhaps, just give that one a go. Anywho, any more important breaking information?
People send you crazy stuff, so I'm just reading through.
Okay, well, let me just get back to Too Much Light Makes the Baby Go Blind, which, as I said, was just this. And the plays themselves, what? Oh, that's the baby going blind and crying, which has nothing to do, by the way, with anything else. It was just a title that was almost as random as everything else about the show. You weren't trying to write plays for other characters, make up, like Arthur Miller and William Inge and John Guare. It wasn't like you were creating characters for sitcoms and dramas. You were still sort of yourself in situations and interacting or monologuing. It was, if you haven't seen it, go see it, where some college is playing it, or they're probably still doing versions of it elsewhere. Because at one point, Greg Allen, who's been a guest on this program, put a stop order on the folks using his stuff and said, no, you got to call it something else. So they called it The Infinite Wrench, which may or may not be playing in New York still. If you're seeing some permutation of it, go see it and see if I'm not right. See if it doesn't change your thought of what, oh, this is what theater is. If you have some teenage boy and all he wants to think about is, football and cars, and he doesn't want to read a book, and he doesn't want to, and he's a guy, and he's not going to see the Barbie movie, and he doesn't care about girls yet necessarily, but he doesn't want to know from theater, and you had to schlep him to Broadway to see Wicked because he has a younger sister who wants to. It's like, bring him to this and see if he doesn't react in a very different way about what his conception of theater is. But anywho, this is all leading to where our guest is from. Initially, she was in the Chicago cast of Too Much Light Makes the Baby Go Blind. She was there for a while. That's where she met a fellow cast member named Greg Kotis.
We call him Mr. Jokey Man.
Well, he is kind of Mr. Jokey Man, because he and his partner Mark Holman wrote a little ridiculous downtowny off satirical dark musical called Urinetown, which moved from the fringes of the fringe all the way up to Broadway, even nominated for some Tony Awards. And so she and her longtime husband now, Greg Kotis, they have kids, they moved to New York, and now I think they're on the either Upper West Side or in Lower Harlem somewhere. But yeah, no, living their best life. She is living her best life because for decades she's also done, and crazy as this sounds, a monthly or bi-monthly magazine. And not just, your typical People color cover. So it's a zine, literally, like apostrophe Z-I-N-E.
Would you like me to get you an alpaca for the holiday?
Yes.
You can't keep it, though. It's just
What do you mean I can't keep it?
I think you sponsor an alpaca.
No, I don't want to sponsor an alpaca. I don't even get to see the thing. If I wanted to do that, I'd sponsor some African child that's going to die anyway.
Here you go. Here's your alpaca.
Oh, yeah. Wow, he needs food. He's turned all pink. Oh, well, he's stretching our budget a bit. Oh! Anywho, so her zine is called the East Village Inky. She's done it for years. It's like this
That's
little...
a cute name, Inky.
Inky. Well, because... And, she's still publishing it. It's literally hand-drawn, kind of homemade, all about the trials and travails and the joys and the sorrows of being a mom she's no longer living in the East Village, but in Lower Manhattan, married with kids and also trying to have a career and trying to be an actress and trying to do all these things, and just what it's like to live in New York and crazy downtown, funky New York before it got all gentrified. Life as a New York mom, wife, creative person, working person, and so forth. So you can still get brand new issues of the East Village Inky, and she also still acts, and she's downtown with her husband, Greg Kotis, in a couple of different shows, including Wayfaring Strangers, and there's an improv musical that they do. That might be it. Off the top of my head, I'm kind of forgetting some things or conflating some others. But a totally delightful and charming guest, Ian Halliday, going to be joining Rabbi Sol Solomon as our guest on this episode of The Dave's Gone By, Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream, where it is 9:30 Eastern Time in the Daverhood live on this Saturday, November 29th, 2025, our 1009th episode of the program. We really have been doing these since 2002 and are delighted to keep doing them every week. We've got all our archives at davesgoneby.com, DAVES, davesgoneby.com, and you can find our archives at archive.org. We don't own that website. That's a website literally that gathers art, literature, creativity, books, magazines, audio clips, old radio shows, old TV shows, kinescopes and things that were salvaged. Millions of pieces of our history, our collective media and literary history at archive.org. We have a channel there too. Here we go. Here comes my sash, my robe. You ready? Oh. Thank you. Ooh. Ta-da! Now I feel like the court jester.
No, you feel fancy.
Oh, I'm so fancy. If you want to know, look at, oh.
Put it on your head like hair.
No. I would say that would be a, no. But this, yes.
You look handsome.
Why, thank you, darling. My wife's been all on me for like a week and a half now because I cut my hair.
Yes.
And she likes me to I can't do it. She likes me to have literally not long.
Looks like you have a lump.
I probably do somewhere. Here we go.
Oh, that's nice now. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, you like me with like shaggy,
Yes.
fuzzy, like popping out all over the place hair.
Yes.
And that's I noticed when we came back from Boston. We were in Boston 2 weeks ago. That I was walking around town, kind of looking like a shaggy bum, basically because I don't bring my good clothes on vacation or on travels, but also because like my hair was here, and I don't shave on vacation either because I don't want to pack a razor. So I come back and I look in the mirror. I'm like, ooh, I'm teaching. Extra. I better do some cutting. But I always go very military when I cut my hair. It's like just like chum, 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 chum. And then but I leave too many bald spots and too many patches. And then my wife was like, "What happened to your hair? The reason I fell in love with you in the first place was you had this like mane
Your
of
hair looks like this.
hair." I don't look like James. I don't. Not yet.
You do.
I look like an old Jew. And, I look like an old. I do. I accept it. I look like my dad, who looks like an old Jew, who looks like Billy Joel, who looks like an old Jew. Well, no, my dad does not look like Billy Joel. He looks like basically every other skeleton in the ground at this point. But when he was alive, you could put him in a room with Billy Joel, and it's like, and tell you what, you could put 4,000 middle-aged older Jewish men in a room with Billy Joel.
Look like this.
I do not. What is with this? Yeah, thank you. My wife was saying, yeah, I look like this, which is all well and good. I mean, it's like, okay.
He looks like a brine turkey.
But why does he have knee tits?
And why does he look like a brine turkey?
I mean, yeah, why would he be that red? What the hell? Because it's hot?
No, they probably put some
Oh, you think?
tan on him.
It's like, he's just stayed in the sun for about 14 straight hours at the equator. Well, oh my God, but it's also, what's with the boobs? I think that's supposed to be, or is he wearing boxing gloves?
No, David, that's muscles. Those are six.
No, ew, no.
That's a six-pack, yeah.
Oh, you're right, his hands are below.
And he has a cross right where
Yeah.
his juk is.
Yeah, I don't even, it's his,
I know.
abs are supposed to be good looking on men.
I don't understand what that is.
That's like he's carrying around 2 volleyballs under his tits. It's like, no, stop that.
Because I mean,
Yeah, it is the Thanksgiving portrait of Tom Jones as Tom Turkey.
someone said he looks like he's barbecued, extra crispy.
Oh, yeah. I'm feeling extra crispy on this Saturday, Moran. Being here with you, we got Greeley Times coming up. We have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, where we're going to Channing. We'll have our book, our story time with Chapulín Colorado. What else will we do? I think that's...
It looks like from James.
Man. So, I wanted to talk about stuff that we did this week, or really this long weekend here
Pictures there.
in Maryland. We do have the photos. So
In garlic, they keep sending you pictures. It says
Mission Barbecue keeps sending me.
garlic and herb rub, smoked to and carved to order, served with garlic butter.
I may do that.
You got to get it rare though, because you don't want to overcook.
Otherwise, I'll yeah, I know. I hate when they do that. So, but speaking of food, that's basically what we do. My wife, we go to a place, we shop somewhere, and then look for a place to eat. That's really because we're not flying off to parts unknown. Boston was our first real trip in, basically since the pandemic, just about since 2020. Apart from going back and forth to New York, that was as close as we've come to any kind of real trip anywhere. So it was great to get away. But here it is, Thanksgiving weekend. The whole world goes flying and training somewhere. We're here. We're fine. We needed to take it easy, but also decided to go. So, oh boy, we drove not once, but twice to Pikesville, Maryland. It was about a half hour or so away from where we happen to live. So it's a reasonable drive for me. I don't do highways. So I like to go to places that I can get on and get to myself safely without having to deal with on and off ramps. But
but Mission Barbecue is like so often in your feed.
well, I think the more you click on them, the more they're going to send. I think that's how feeds work now. It's the AI algorithm looks like, oh, we'll show you. You keep looking at that. We're going to keep. Is that no? It's not the Aerosmith guy. Who is that?
I don't know. Let's see. Mickey Hart.
Oh my God! From the Grateful Dead.
Stiller, Mickey Hart.
Kind of looks like it could be Mickey Hart from the Grateful Dead. I didn't realize he'd be a Yiddle. Or was that a bar mitzvah picture? Or was that just a picture?
Yes, and he celebrates the Passover on tour.
Oh, very nice. Anyway, we go to now. Pikesville is a town, a very nice town. We know Pikesville because the unofficial mayor of Pikesville we had as our guest. He's not really a mayor, but he is a local politician and former masseuse, the wonderful Melvin G. Mintz.
Therapist, right?
Or physical, wasn't he? Yeah.
Physical therapist. You're different, David.
And, well, or what do you call it? Not chiropractor guy, but a guy who does this.
No, be physical therapist.
He was a massage therapist.
Was he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I thought he was a physical therapist.
I don't remember. Maybe both. But
what's his name,
Melvin G. Mintz.
I'm gonna look it up now.
My wife's going to look up Melvin G. Mintz.
Melvin J. Mintz in Pikesville.
I mean, he's retired.
Physical therapy clinic.
Oh, physical therapy.
Associates, yeah.
Wow, cool. Melvin. Beloved Melvin. So anyway, he was on our show about 2 years ago. Very cool dude. But I saw this picture in like a Jewish-oriented magazine that they had at Johns Hopkins, and I grabbed it and I thought, this is our hero.
We love him.
This is one
and
of
then
the.
I massively copied him into multiple Warhol images and put around the house.
Multiple Melvin. Every cabinet
drawer,
you open,
yeah.
we have a picture of Melvin G. Mintz, just because. So he operated and was politician out in Pikesville, which is a suburban, lovely, and quite Jewish area. It's like you take Cedarhurst and you make it even more, almost to the point of like Ellenville and where all the Chassids and the Orthodox moved in western upstate New York. No, I mean, not quite that level. It's still mixed. But, I was there for a couple of times during this year. One time looking at a restaurant, another time, thinking I might teach at a local place that was just an absolute horrifying disaster. But this time we're like, it's a nice town, and they have a lake there. It's a man-made lake, and it's really pretty. It's sort of like, oh, this is lovely. You can go shop 1 block away and then walk away from that and look at this pretty water that is surrounding this semi-gated, not even semi-gated, it's an actual gated community because, old scared Jews. And very, very nice. And we're like, hey, let's go there and let's find something to do and let's see that water again and find a place to eat. And a couple of days ago, we went to a Mexican restaurant in the business district of the town. Did I write down the name? I don't think.
You have the card. You want me to get the card?
It's okay. Yeah. Oh no, it was La Food. Honest to God, the place was called La Food Marqueta. I want to say that's a lazy thing to name anything, because I've spoken many times on this program of I've taken Spanish. I took it in high school. I took a Spanish course in
What's bad
college.
was the first time we were there, I thought it was actually a food market.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go.
We skipped a place one time. We went to Pikesville years ago, or months ago, because we're like, oh no, it's just they have a fresh market. Why would we go to another market?
Yeah,
Especially since we don't buy Spanish food. We're not going to buy. But no, it's actually a restaurant called La Food Marqueta.
Oh, it's delicious.
Which is, and the name of the place is ridiculous, but the food, it is higher level Mexican. You think Mexican food, okay, burritos, enchiladas, tacos, yes, but they take it to this kind of other level. Well, your thought is that the folks here in this area who are Hispanic are not necessarily Mexican. They're from.
It's not like a Mexican or like a typical restaurant. It's like Tex-Mex or like a haute couture. It's like a what do they say on the card? They say something like it's a fancy.
Well, let's see what they say.
No,
They
give
say.
it to you. Okay. La Food Marqueta.
And they don't really say. They just give the address.
So I'll give you a quick read it. It says Creative Spin.
Because I had a burrito, but it wasn't just a burrito. It was this beautifully made, yes, rice, beans, but like chunks of brisket in it. It was really, La Food Marqueta brings the same approachable dining experience of Hampton's The Food Market to Quarry Lake in Pikesville. From the minds of chefs Chad Gauss, James Gordon, and John Tay Bedingfield, serious Mexican names there. Yeah. La Food Marqueta features a blend of flavors from the Americas, fresh, fun, comforting, easily understood. Drink, dine, enjoy. So, how do you pronounce, I'm serious here, how do you pronounce La Food Marqueta? We call it Marqueta. I swear to fucking God. How do you pronounce Marqueta? Marqueta. And they don't bother to, the one thing you would need maybe is the accent, and they don't show which syllable is accented.
Maybe they don't know.
They have margaritas, mojitos, sangrias, both by the glass and pitchers, yada yada.
It was delicious.
You can sit inside or outside. Are you serving lunch?
My broccoli taco, I never had that. It was so
Yeah,
delicious.
it was, and even the taco that you had
Yes. Oh.
was sort of, but it was like it was almost like a scallion pancake.
It felt like a scallion pancake.
Yeah.
And it was so delicious. And they had like lovely beans and rice, and then they gave us delicious tea, strong tea.
Yeah.
It was lovely.
Yeah, and I had, as I said, this.
And she kept bringing the chips.
Oh, and this really, really nice waitress who, this is a waitress, granted this was like the day before Thanksgiving.
Well, she was wearing the Ravens, so I wonder if it was a Friday. Normally they wear the...
No, we were there on this past Wednesday. And we, the thing was, what they're supposed to do in a restaurant like this. It was that awkward moment because we just finished our...
Did you have we had I'm looking for the brunch.
Yeah, we had brunch.
I'm trying to find
But,
it.
you get a free bowl of chips and salsa.
Oh, it was
And we just finished it. And I was flagging the waitress down, hey, could we have a little more tip? And as I'm telling her this, they're bringing, yeah?
What yours is called a Sunken Burrito 2.0, short ribs, scrambled egg, black beans, rice, and queso.
Yeah, it was delish. Absolutely delicious. Short ribs. It wasn't brisket, it was short ribs. Yeah.
Short ribs. I don't know
But
what that is.
it's that moment when you want that other order of the free, chips and salsa, and they're bringing out your entree. And she said, no, I'll bring you more chips. I was like,
She
well,
kept
thank you.
refilling my tea. She
Yeah.
was a great waitress.
And at the end, when we were about to leave, we were complimenting her on it because the food was really, really good. And she says, oh, you have the soup. The soup was really good. So, do you want it to go? And there were like 8 spoonfuls left of the soup. And I said, well, okay, sure. And he said, no, leave it. I'll get you another, a soup to go. I was like, well, thank you. And brought new chips in a bag for us. And even, she asked me, would you like one more glass of tea? Because my wife's drinking all this iced tea. And she's like, yeah, you know what? Yes, I can use another. And she's like, no, do you want it to go? And my wife was like, yes, please. The waitress thought of everything from first to last.
She was burping you when I came back from the bathroom. She was burping you and telling you, do you want a nappy?
Oh, the first time we went to the bathroom, she was suckling me.
Oh.
It was nice. It was pleasant. She had nice paps. But it was just a delicious, really, really pleasant meal in this place. I mean, it's not terribly upscale. It's got art on the walls, but it's like a Starbucks thing where they're selling the art on the walls. There's some artists that you found kind of depressing.
I felt that.
Yeah, you felt like the artist had some kind of depressive, problematic, horrible issues in their past or in their current life.
I don't need that.
Because you like the paintings, but I'm like, no, we're not going to buy this. It's not going to be happy on our walls. So,
And then where did we go the second time?
that was the thing. So we had this lovely time in Pikesville. We shopped at the local market. And then just yesterday, I think, we went back there to Pikesville for a different kind of shopping experience.
Well, we were looking for like a farmer's market,
Yes,
like
yes.
We picked the day when it was like 45-degree winds, like
Oh, yeah.
45 mile per hour wind.
Because we thought, we'll walk around a nice farm, we'll see animals.
No.
But you don't do that on November 28th. I mean, the season's friggin' over.
No, I think the problem was that it was so windy, the animals were in the barn, and I think if we stayed longer, we would have ended up in Kansas or the Wizard of Oz. It was pretty bad.
The wind was blowing. It was cold. We thought we might, because it's a farm stand along there in Pikesville near Old Court, or on Old Court Road. And more than a farm stand. It's this kind of organic-y, locally sourced, no hormones, no Monsanto, no whatevers, just high-quality, homegrown, homemade beef, chicken things, and produce. The produce they get actually from somewhere else. The farm doesn't grow produce. And they have local, other well-sourced things they don't have. Are you pointing to potato? Oh! I couldn't see it over the thing.
I know.
So they did have produce from a local farm, another farm that again grows things that are no chemical, good ways of keeping bugs away without using decon or what are they using? They used to use not Agent Orange. Raid. What was the stuff that DDT, right?
DEET.
So or DEET, yeah. So we got some actual produce. Not the cheapest place in the world to shop, ladies and gentlemen, but some good stuff. I was thinking of buying meat, but it was all frozen. I thought maybe if they had fresh things that I could just put in the fridge and make today or tomorrow, I'd grab. But it's all frozen meat, I guess because they dealt with that over the summer, and now they're just breeding or whatever they're doing with the animals. So I didn't do that. But what I wanted to try, I saw this. This is if you've ever heard of it, can you look it up since you're looking? It's either a stay something apple or a stry apple. Stry or stay.
What is a stry apple?
Oh, he said that another name for it is like a wine apple.
A what?
A wine apple. And he said they're very, very good. People request them.
I didn't bring it.
That's like everything in the shop. This nice guy we were talking to behind the counter is like, people specially request that. Oh, they request. Oh, see that dust bowl over there? People request that.
Don't make fun of Mr.
I make fun of everything. You know me. Here we go.
He wanted those stuff. You're the one who bought a $17.
Oh, I will get to that. So here we go. A balanced sweet tart taste.
You'll eat it
Oh, you're
later,
my
but-
sweetheart.
But we have to clean it. They're not clean, so don't eat it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just
Oh,
going to show
okay,
it. Yeah,
okay.
with a tangy wine-like nuance.
What were the yellow apples? What were they
I
called?
don't remember. He was very nice. He gave us to
I'm gonna
try.
do types of apples. Let me
Yeah.
see.
Well, because these look, the yellow apples, they're sort of a limeish, greenish yellow. Not like Granny Smith,
Show
though.
me types of apples.
So he also gave us these to try, which is very nice of him. Look at that. Nice looking apple, huh? How you like them apples?
It's not a golden delicious.
No, those are not golden delicious. There were another somewhat unusual kind of apple.
Oh my God, David, there's so many.
I know. It's going to be impossible to. I don't remember the names of them.
Pomodoro. Golden Supreme.
Maybe.
There's two. Look at all these.
I know, it's too many. I won't recognize the name on the yellow ones. He told us what they were when he handed them to us, which is nice of him. But I think he did it also because he felt a little guilty. Because when we were there, I was looking at the fruit stand, I was looking at the stuff, and they had like
I was looking
graham
at graham
crackers.
crackers. You were looking at the.
Well, I saw that they had on sale something that I feel like I've tried either in ice cream or something once or twice, but I've never had this. And all they do is talk about this in the freaking bake shows and the cooking shows, is this Asian sort of Japanese fruit called the yuzu. And if you watch any of these cooking shows, you've heard of, everything else, yuzu. And it's a very particular flavor. It's very...
Your phones were going to be yuzu colored.
Right, yeah, we see it everywhere now. The yuzu... My wife was buying AirPod phones to listen to her.
What the hell was I getting?
AirPod, what are they called? AirPods?
AirPod phones.
Earpods? I don't know what they're called. As opposed to headphones, earphones, but they're earpod things. What are they called? Earbuds. Airbuds. Air Jordans. I don't know what they're called. But one of the colors you could get like purple or this or yuzu color, which I guess is kind of this. So this beautiful fruit. I'm like, you know what? What the hell? I'm here. It's vacation. Let me try a yuzu. Let me see if it's any good. Citrusy is supposed to be this. It's mellow. It's not. It's bitter. It's sour. It's sweet also. I'll grab a yuzu. And I said, $3.99 a pound. I can do that. Fine. I'll try one. I'll see if I like it. It'll be a rare treat. Yeah, like for $3.99 a pound. I'll be a big macha. I'll buy a yuzu. And I bring it to the counter, and the guy said, those are so rare. It's amazing that we even have them. This guy was like, it's amazing we even have a roof. I was like, yeah,
no,
okay.
he wasn't.
No.
Show him the picture of the cow.
All right, hold on. Well,
too.
this is very cool. They have a picture of their most beloved cow from back in the day. Hold on. This is a picture my wife took of me with...
Can I get that? You can click on it.
I have it. It's there.
Okay.
There's me. I'm below. If you were wondering, the cow is above me. Here's another one of me and the cow. So it's very cool. It's a very cool place. But I bring the yuzu up to the counter, and he's like trying to. It's like, people are amazed we have them in. And I looked this up. He's actually right. You can't import citrus to this country. Who knew? So we don't have to in terms of oranges and grapefruits because we have Florida, we've got California, all these places that grow them. California really is the only domestic place that can make, I guess, has the weather or soil or is close enough to Japan.
If you drink it, I can take your phone later and make a video of it. We can post it.
Oh, I would do that. I would so do that.
I think
Thank you.
With some really cold seltzer with a lot of spritz.
Cold seltzer and
simple syrup.
And agave or simple syrup. Yeah.
I
But
think you have simple syrup, right?
we do. I do. I absolutely do have it. So I'm gonna use it for that because I thought first, maybe it's like a gentler version of a lemon, so I can just have a piece of it and try it. But you're not supposed to do that. It's going to be too bitter and sour. But they say you can use it in cooking. You shave it into things, or you can put it in mixed drinks, right? But the thing that got me was I didn't read the sign right. Because part of the sign was blocked by the stand that these things were on. So this wasn't $3.99 a pound. It was $33.99 a pound. So I bring this thing up to the counter, and I said, that's $6.50. I'm like, what? And now I'm feeling, because I just want to put the damn thing back. I don't even want it in my hand.
You should have put it back.
But I felt like, because I was already in the middle of ringing up all this fruit. I was like, my eyes probably bugged out of my head. And I was like, what? But I didn't want to be like, hey, it's okay. I'm going to try it. It's something new. If I were to buy a dessert somewhere, it'd be $9. So what, I'll try something different for what I'm holding in my hand, this fucking thing, is $6.50. And I'm like, caveat emptor, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll have it tonight.
And the thing that really got me is as he's ringing me up, he wants me to put me on their mailing list and for whatever, discounts or notifications and things. So I tell him my name, and, I say Lefkowitz, and start spelling it out. And he got it right except for the C. He put a C in there for LEFC, but it's a K. And looks at me and says, oh, you're Jewish. Which, them can be fighting words, or them can be why do you ask, or what the hell's up with that? I'm assuming he got that from my name and not just looking at my face and nose. But I'm like, yeah. I honestly wondered, me being me and coming from this culture of Stegel and Eastern European ancestors and everything, if he saw me balk,
they just sent you get a free side. It's a seasonal side.
Where? Mission?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I got the coupon for
Did you print
the cream corn. I haven't printed it. I can print it. But I give him my, so the first thing that I'm thinking of when he asks me, are you Jewish, is that I balked at the price of a $6.50 yuzu. And this guy's thinking I'm a cheap-ass Jew, which I am. And I'm like, yeah, I happen to, yes. And it's, oh, me too. And I was like, no kidding. Then I realized I remembered we're in friggin' Pikesville, and half the population there is Jewish. And the guy did not look Jewish at all. I wish I had this guy's hair. He just had it perfectly coiffed and combed. Man, probably 10 years older than I am. Just like real good hair. But I was like, seriously? And I was like, yeah. And he told us his name, and we bantered a bit. So, I'm always so quick to jump to like conclusions of being attacked and offended. It's like, you're Jewish? I was like, yeah, you don't want to pay $6 for an incredibly rare fruit that you're lucky to even find here? Oh, you must be. Oh, I'm Jewish too. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll take the yuzu. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, had a nice time there. And then we went to...
Well, say what they're famous for, gourmet girls.
Oh.
Wait, hold on, I'm going to get it for you. Oh no, wait. Here.
There's another food
Gourmet Girls, Pikesville. Wait till you see the website. Hold on. I'm going to show you the website because it features something.
Yep.
Okay.
So half a mile down the road, not
Just
even.
scroll down and you're going to see something that's yellow on this front page.
Okay, so here we go. Here's a restaurant and market. This actually is a market. It is a half restaurant, half market, and half liquor store.
Prepared food, that's what he said.
Yeah, prepared food at the Gourmet Girls, which I guess was a riff on the Gilmore Girls or something. This very nice, she upscale market where they make really delicious sandwiches and lunchy brunchy things.
Keep scrolling.
In Pikesville, I'm going.
Scrolling.
Well, I'll read it first. Gourmet market and catering, extraordinary catering for events large and small, dinner for 2, or a reception for 200.
Keep scrolling down.
I'm scrolling. Here's the thing. Oh, so first they have this lovely strawberry, I guess that's their French toast or pancakes or something. And then they have...
You'll see the green.
Well, oh man, I'm like...
Past the green, go up.
The green, the green is saying something. Okay, so...
I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
You forget, honey, I know.
No, I thought there'd be an image. No, there's no image.
No.
I'm glad there's no image. So I figure a catering place is going to mention that they do
birthday
births,
parties.
wedding. Well, I don't know if they do weddings, but they might.
Yeah, do weddings, birthday parties, bridal showers.
Yep.
They could do Mother's Day. They could do shishi things like that. High tea parties. Yeah, lovely.
But my wife, when she finds their website, the first thing she notices, and
the man said too. Mr. Herman said it too.
Yeah,
it's like
at
they
the
have
other
great
place.
breakfasts, but they're also known.
They're known. We are no. Remember, this is on the front page of the Gourmet Girls thing. First thing you want to think about when you want to go eat is. Shiva services. Thoughtful expressions of condolence are one of our most sensitive specialties. So I guess they're known locally, and the place is right across the street from an enormous Jewish cemetery. As a matter of fact, considering the clientele of the people who are eating there, I think they have their last meal and then they just walk over.
One of them was very spicy. You like the pickles, but then remember, what do we hear?
Yeah. Tell.
You know, it's your story.
Yeah. You tell.
So we sat in the mahjong room to get away from
Please note, the mahjong room. That should tell you something right there.
And there's a sign saying, don't bring outside food, you can't hog the table,
Sure.
one chair per person, when they're very busy, you have to be mindful. And so we're like, okay, we sat next to somebody's sweet room where they were supposed to be making sweets, but...
Is that what there was? What?
Yeah, they were in the back. It was like there was a door near the bathroom. It said like sweet room where it was supposed to be.
Oh, I
making
didn't
candies.
see that part.
They were supposed to be making candies, but that was not sweet.
But we're in the side room near that candy kitchen, where the
Candy kitchen,
and we're in this little extra side room for really they do use for mahjong. Literally, there's signs up
and there's
about
the doors
mahjong.
are shut, so because the tiles are like it's like
Yeah, I've never played it.
it's like clacking dominoes. It's like clacking dominoes on a table.
So they want to keep those people away from the other diners and the rest of the restaurant. So that room is almost empty.
Mahjong gets very violent.
Oh wow, really?
People throw a lot of shade.
And as my wife, I'm having this delicious meat and cheese sandwich, and you're having what did you
Mine
have?
was the garden thing. It was the same thing you had with they call it ciabatta, but
Yeah.
the bread was, mine was, here, well, I can't show you there.
Well,
I'll show you.
yeah, you can't hear. Take my phone.
I'll tell you what we had. Why don't you explain that thing and
But-
I'll get the menu up for you.
So my wife and I we're
You were very excited about the pickles. Oh,
well,
yeah.
they had free
So
pickles.
here's an example of what it looks like, but that doesn't have the meat on it. That's what the sandwiches look like.
Yeah, well, this looks more like a tuna sandwich,
Yeah. Oh, here.
but that's kind of the idea. They do really nice, delicious food there.
Oh, honey,
They even have
you
matzo
can
ball.
become- You
Yeah.
can become a VIP.
Ooh,
Did we sign up to become a VIP?
I don't think we did. We signed up at the
Right
farm
now.
place, but yeah, let's do it. So they have a pickle dispenser. I'm not kidding. They have this place where you can just spoon in and you get like these free
Oh, you already
semi-sweet.
have a VIP account.
Yes, we have butter pickles, and you can just put pickles on your sandwich and have pickles as a side, as restaurants do. And so I'm ladling pickles on my sandwich, having it. We're enjoying it. Like a minute or two into the meal, we hear from the side kitchen
Oh, yes.
in our room this. I think it was a woman. I hope it's a woman.
No, it wasn't a woman. It was a man.
It was a man.
Yes, it was a man.
This man screeching in a high voice, going, and this is a quote, "You motherfucker!" Well, while my wife and I are trying to have a meal, and we just look at each other, and there's two things running through our heads at the same time. One is, that's the funniest fucking thing that's ever happened while we were eating. Like just hearing from the kitchen, one of the chefs or waiters or somebody exploding in mock rage, going, "You motherfucker!" And the other being like, "This is going to get weird and violent. What are we doing here? We should probably just grab our sandwiches and get the hell out of this place before something goes completely awry." But you had noticed that they were kind of just joking around in the back there, and it was.
I think you had this one. They're right by each other. We had the gourmet garden and Brendan's biscuit slammer. Do you want your soda? You got soda.
I have-
Judith? No, the butterscotch.
Oh no! I'm
The
looking.
butterscotch cream soda you got? You didn't drink that. You have butterscotch.
I'll
cream
have that with
soda.
lunch. Yeah. Well, here it is, the gourmet garden, and I had the Ben's brisket slammer with brisket in Ben's special sauce, melted pepper jack, cheddar cheese, sauteed on the onions make it, lettuce, tomatoes, served on a crusty ciabatta roll. Absolutely delish, absolutely yummy. At this place, what was it called? The Gourmet Girls. The Gourmet Girls.
David, I'm worried about you, honey.
Thank you. So, it was an interesting day yesterday, from yuzu to you motherfucker, all in Pikesville. So it's recommended town to visit, but just understand there's going to be something just a little bit weird about it. Something just lovely but off.
Is it like Twin Peaks, honey?
Yeah, it's like twin mezuzahs. Not everybody you meet there's going to be Jewish, but there's just going to be this weird-ass sensibility of Jewish oddball suburbia feeling in this town. But I was happy to go visit. It has 2 wonderful meals there, so I certainly cannot complain. Got some apples, got an insanely expensive fruit that I'm going to like cut open, squeeze into some kind of beverage, and try and enjoy every taste. It's like people who order because they can, ice cream flecked with gold chips.
Oh, wow.
And it's like $100 sundae because they put gold on the damn. No, they were doing this like 20 years ago. Like there's edible gold paint with solid gold that you put in the ice cream. And it's like, yeah, okay, fine. Or when they were making that big deal about Wagyu beef, that's like $80 per pound or per ounce. I was like, it's not just meat, it's not just steak. This is a virgin special cow. It's the Wagyu cow. Oh, yeah, and that's why we add an extra 0 to the price on the damn thing. But fun stuff, fun times, fun holiday weekend with me and the missus, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, let me make sure I have the, I think I've spoken my piece about that, all of that. It is almost 10 after 10 Eastern Time here in the Daverhood on the Dave's Gone By Facebookio Podcastio Programmio of the stream with me, Dave Lefkowitz. You're watching our 1009th episode of the program. We've done Bunny and Watch, but we have so much more to do. We'll have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, where we're going to Channing, Colorado. We will have our guest in the neighborhood, HALLIDAY, talking to Rabbi Sol Solomon. Plus, we'll have, I think that's all we will. Our book, StoryTime, with
what is it?
Chapulín Colorado, con el hombre de abeja, the wonderful bee man. So literally created by, I've got to look up the guy's name, I forget, El Chapulín, Roberto Bolaños, I think his name was, the late Roberto Bolaños, the guy who did El Chavo and El Chapulín Colorado. So we will just read the book and share that with you, all about noises that things make. Then we will make some noise, or I think we'll do that next. We have to make some noise because we have yet to do our Colorado Limerick, Greeley Times, where we go to northern Colorado. My wife and I lived there for well over a decade, and the newspaper, the Greeley Tribune, every week puts out a column that collects the funniest phone calls that come into the Greeley and Weld County Police Department. And they call the column Cop Log, but we call our segment where we take the best of the best. That is called Greeley Times.
Greeley, Colorado. Oh my goodness, what a wonderful.
Oh, yeah. If we play one more second of that, we get dinged with copyright. So that is the guy who sings songs about various places. Oh, the phone's ringing already. We have our first phone call to the police department in northern Colorado, in Greeley. Oh, it's the special shoot. It's the bunny phone.
You want another one?
Oh, well, use that for the next call. Here we go.
Here, it's calling on the cell.
All right. I got it. Hello? No, I can't hear. Hello? Look. All right, could you turn your television down? No, I'll wait. Yeah, okay, yeah. What's up? Okay, a caller, where are you? On 30th Street Place, reported a man and a woman who drove into a construction zone and started taking photos and videos.
Wow. Well, you did some last week.
That wasn't all I did. Okay.
Yeah, remember we were saying like maybe they were like home improvement people. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I better I better get to the next phone call.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I was ready for it. A caller on 45th Avenue. Did I do this one also? I thought I deleted about the feral cat.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
I thought I deleted these. Damn it.
That's okay. Do it again. People will like, funny once, they'll be funny again.
I think, no, the domesticated rabbit, we knew that one, we did that one.
Have you noticed the domesticated rabbit?
Oh, man.
Let's keep trying.
Yep. All right, this is a good one. Here we go. A caller at an unknown location. Oh, well, I don't know where it is. Oh, look. I don't know if you can see this. I have my hair. I'm gonna go on the hair phone. A caller at an unknown address said his upstairs neighbor was stomping around like a horse and was cleaning up the house at all hours of the night.
I think that's called holiday preparedness.
Yeah, right? Wow.
Everybody complains, like, I was up till 3 a.m. cleaning for you people.
Well, I guess if you hear somebody's vacuum cleaner upstairs at like 1 o'clock in the morning, that is pretty annoying. It's a little disrespectful, I guess. I don't know. I think I'd be happy if the neighbor was keeping things clean, but stomping around like a horse. I don't know. I would say nay to that. Okay, Oh. Hello. A caller at an
Can
what?
I put your word as today's soundtrack? I want to put Uzu.
Well, it is. What do you mean today's? Is there going to be songs about Yuzu? I don't get it.
Oh, I don't know. What's that?
A caller in an unknown location said a man in a company landscaping truck was playing.
Oh no.
He was in this landscaping truck and he was playing pornography loudly through the speakers of the truck. Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Well, you should see the size of his brick. He was laying more than the foundation, I'll tell you that. Oh!
I understand why. Everything seems wrong with that.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Sometimes you call landscapers, they do half a job and they don't show up. At least he came.
You need to know your drum set.
Oh, yes, I need that.
You got your drum set, you're not using it.
At least he came. Thank you. A caller at an unknown address was angry. Ooh, she was angry because she was trying to report a crime, but nobody was answering the non-emergency line.
Oh, that's horrible.
Well, she said the perp had a spotlight.
Well, she called him a perp? I mean, that's the problem. When someone calls the police, they call somebody a perp.
Oh, a perp.
What is she, like Crime Stoppers?
Hey, maybe she had perpies. You never know about that. But she said the perp had a spotlight typically used for deer hunting and was, quote, ripping off everyone's car. Oh, that is a crime. I mean, one would hope. I guess she should have just called the emergency number at that point if the regular number wasn't picking up.
That's so weird, huh?
Well, all of these are weird. These are real phone calls, real people who are saying to the local police department, check this out. Hey, check this out. I've got the trombone phone. A caller at a bank on 20th Street reported a bat hanging 2 feet away from a night deposit box.
Maybe he was depositing.
I think it's just Bruce Wayne waiting to renew an IRA.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
No, Bruce Wayne is a bat.
He is. Yeah. Oh, my God. So many calls. Oh, it's the elongated piggy phone. Yo-ho. Oh, I hope the wire doesn't get tangled. Oh! A caller near the Greeley Mall said a man was sexually harassing his wife. Police determined that the man's wife had left willingly with the other man, and the caller was jealous. Wow. Wow, that's pretty cool. It's like, yeah, he's kissing. She wants to resist, but she's not for some reason, she's not resisting the kissing and his hand up under her skirt. Go figure. Oh my goodness. Is that, it would be, but anyway, another call. I guess I gotta take this other call. Here we go. Hello? Yeah, hello. A caller on Montview Drive reported a dead rabbit in his yard. And this should show you the kindness and the delicacy of the police force.
Oh, no.
Police advised the man to, quote, simply throw it in the dumpster,
Oh, no.
unquote. It's not like, oh, call the SPCA or animal control or explain to your children gently that these things happen. It's like, no, just grab it by a paw. Sling it into the dumpster. If you miss it, it falls down. Just, get a trowel, throw it up there again. Anyway, sort of a hair-raising tale there. Oh, we have another call. Here comes the goat phone.
Oh, be careful. He has a sharp face.
Oh, he does.
Don't hurt yourself.
A caller behind a business on 9th Street saw a man chasing cars, asking for a lighter while holding a lighter. What? So the man's asking for a lighter, but he's holding a lighter already. Maybe his was out.
Maybe he has collects them.
Oh, and they're easy to carry around because they're lighter. But one day later, and thank you for that. One day later, a caller at a convenience store on 10th Street saw a man trying to steal a lighter. And the guy was upset because the store's employees wouldn't check the cameras. Oh, the caller was upset. The caller was upset that they wouldn't bother to check the camera to show.
I think they knew it was. I don't think it's a mystery.
Yeah, they kind of knew. Yeah. Although, I think the owner of the store was going out with the guy who was stealing it because it was an old flame.
Aww.
Thank you very much.
You have another one in case you break that one. So.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yes,
Thank goodness.
You have a backup drum kit.
Now what I do need is, because one thing that we do on Greeley Times every week is we go far afield from Colorado for other ridiculous news, like stories from elsewhere.
Where the big thing went.
Oh, what are you looking for?
The big number. The big drill. Oh, wait, I can do this thing. I'll try this.
Oh, yeah, okay. Where's the cowbell? It must be deep in that thing. Let it be. We go.
Listen.
It sounds normal to me. I'm not hearing the difference.
Oh, well.
Not in Colorado at all. This is news that can. Oh, she found it. She found the cowbell. More cowbell. Yes! This is a story from elsewhere in the world, not Colorado at all. In fact, we're much more familiar with this town. This is from Huntington.
I'm so happy when the thing breaks.
Huntington, Long Island. Here's a story.
Is that where they found Huntington's disease?
Oh, I don't know.
Or is Huntington a person? Probably.
It was probably named after something in England, maybe, or Huntington. It would be a town where they used to do hunting, just like we're in a place where foxes were, or still are, pretty prevalent. So here we go. This past Tuesday afternoon, so this was just a couple of days ago, Jason Heitner, age 26, was behind the wheel of a Jeep when he struck a 2017 Mercedes Sprinter van heading north on West Neck Road near Old Hickory Lane. You gotta love like the incredibly Tony sort of like We Are Nouveau Riche.
Yes.
Old Hickory Lane,
Yeah.
West Neck Road.
Yeah.
And this guy is smashing into a Mercedes Sprinter. It should show you just how what bracket we're in. That I have no idea about Mercedes.
But they have real problems, people out there right now.
Well, this is a real problem because Heitner
Yeah.
flew into a rage
Oh no. Here we go.
and he approached the 60-year-old Sprinter driver leading to a physical fight. Heitner, this is where it gets a little ugly, had a box cutter in his hand.
Oh no.
So during the brawl, he slashed the older man all over the face and body.
Oh my God.
And bit several of his fingers.
Oh my Lord.
This is, I was like, whoa,
That seems so wrong.
that's a fight. You know, it's one thing when two guys on like the Long Island Railroad are, you know, like one throws a punch, they're both drunk, the other kind of does a roundhouse punch, and then it's immediately broken up and they're screaming at each other. This is like, no, this guy's got a box cutter. He's using it and he's biting the man's fingers. The victim needed multiple stitches. Heitner has pleaded not guilty to second-degree assault charges. Heitner's attorney, yes, he has a lawyer. Heitner's attorney claims self-defense.
Oh, but that's bad, like the face.
He says the Sprinter driver hit the Jeep first, and the Sprinter guy also had a knife. I don't know if he had time to take it out. By the way, Heitner, the bitey guy, the stabby guy, is in school to become a physician's assistant and is now working as a paramedic.
I don't think he can.
Well, depends.
No, if you get arrested for, isn't that assault with a deadly weapon? You have a knife on someone.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. It's, what is it? It's second-degree assault charges. Well, at least he's not an ambulance driver, I'll tell you.
He should be the way he's driving.
Yeah, right? Well, he's saying the other guy hit him first. But I do like that. I do think that's quite great.
I just realized, I don't want that.
Well, oh, okay.
Just realized.
What?
I'm going to put a GIF of Uzu.
So, anywho, that was our elsewhere.
It's spelled Uzu. Why?
Y-U-Z-U. Let you zoo you. It's the Yuzu review coming right at you.
You just realized Uzu. It's going to put that underneath your thing.
Okay, oh, that's cute.
I don't know what it's going to do.
It's probably a cooking vinegar, or they make out of it, or they obviously use it as a... let me show it on the camera. This is great, this is great. So if you go to my Facebook page on your phone, it's going to show... I can't make it bigger, but...
Here, I'll do it. I'll make it.
It's showing like I'm trying to get...
I'll fix it so you can make it bigger. You can take a picture.
We're having a yuzu moment, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, where'd it go? It's in the bowl there. Today's special, the word of the day is yuzu. Because yuzu, that voodoo, that yuzu, so well.
Let me get your screenshot. I want to,
So, anywho, and by the way, those up there that are supposed to represent boobies, those are lemons. So, just in case you were wondering. But they could be yuzus. They could also be etrogs. But for the purposes of this particular episode, number 1009 of the Dave's Gone By show, we'll call them yuzu fruits. So, anywho, let's finish up Greeley Times, and then we'll get to our conversation between Rabbi Sol Solomon and Anne Halliday. Plus, we have our limerick and our storytime reading from Chapulin, Colorado. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. My wife took a picture of the of our screenshot. Excuse me. Yeah. Did it come through?
Where do your screenshots go?
I have no idea. I don't know how to work my phone. You're lucky I can dial. I wouldn't say I'm a complete Luddite, but I tend to lag behind in terms of being able to know and learn technology. And when it comes to, I am sort of an older phone already that doesn't do a lot of things, but I can't even do half the things my phone wants to do. Or my phone will do things for me that I don't want it to do, and I don't know how to stop.
Like what?
Well, I won't do anything to the phone, and then I'll realize it's on Do Not Disturb. And that's why I'm not getting a phone call when I'm waiting for it, or I'm working or doing something, and someone tries to reach me, and they go directly to voicemail. Because somehow my phone decided, I don't want to disturb my owner. I think I'm just going to flip on to Do Not Disturb automatically. And then I pick up, and my wife grabs the phone and is like, well, this is why you're not getting my phone calls. It's on Do Not Disturb. And then, of course, she won't believe me. I can just go,
here we go.
So
you can take this.
Yeah.
You can make it bigger, see?
Oh.
I took a picture of the screenshot. There's you drinking a wuzu.
Yeah, and it says yuzu on it. It's okay.
That's what I got.
I love the absurdity of it. It's great. I mean, and I don't think that's even an alcohol bomb. It's probably just
No,
juice
you have
or
that as a picture. You can it's saved.
great.
As a picture.
Yeah. So there it is.
It's
there
like
it
a
is.
screenshot. I know how to get it. Next to Lady Man.
You know, it'd be really hysterical is if we go to that Asian restaurant locally and they have a bottle of like yuzu
and they
juice for
just give it to
$1.50.
you. Yeah, they're like, hey.
And it's like, I just paid $6 for the damn fruit.
It looks really good. I mean, yeah,
Well,
you're very cute.
it doesn't even look good. It's like like this
No,
green
the
lumpy
picture
fruit.
You should have just given it back.
I should have.
We should go today and return it.
I tried using it sexually. It
Show
didn't.
the picture of the cow, you and the cow.
Oh yeah.
can show
Oh, I did. I
Francis.
showed Francis before. I showed it like half an hour
I
ago.
don't remember that.
But yeah, you know, I showed a picture of me under the.
It's you, like, with a bottle of ouzo. Okay.
All right, let's finish up Greeley Times. This is our these are calls that came into the police department over the last
Local,
week or two or
right,
three.
local.
All right, I'll get the goat phone again. A caller at an unknown location said someone named Gager was playing loud music. It wasn't pornography, at least, but it was loud music. And officers spoke with Gager.
Oh, wait, I think I know what the music was. Hold on.
Oh yeah. Oh God! Please, you can, I'll play it. He was playing. Old Gayer was playing wonderful loud music. He just goes on. Okay. Well, anyway, police spoke to Gager and told him to turn the music down. I don't know. I think the whole thing was just a crock. Thank you very much. One more, and then we'll table this for the.
Local or for regional?
These are all Greeley. We're back to Greeley. A caller. Oh, wow! I'm grabbing the flute phone.
Oh, be careful. Oh, David.
Yes. Sorry, I can't hear you. I got a flute phone in my
You hurt
ear.
yourself badly. Be careful.
Uh,
I love you with this picture. I think it's so funny.
oh. A caller at an apartment building on 28th Avenue.
Where?
28th Avenue in Greeley said a man knocked on her door claiming her dog was in the man's space. Quote unquote, in the man's space.
What does
The
that
caller
mean?
was
Wait,
confu-
what does it mean in the man's space?
I guess going in
Or
up
the
to
apartment or something?
yeah. This confused the caller quite a bit. Why?
She doesn't have a dog.
Exactly. She have a dog. Your dog is like, it's the oldest joke in the world.
What?
It's like sees a guy in the
Oh,
park.
just on here it says, "Does your dog bite?" Yeah.
Yeah. Tell it.
Say it.
Well, no, okay.
It was just in your feed.
No, so guy goes up to another guy and says, "Oh, the dog is a guy and a dog are in the park." He goes up and says, "Hey, do you mind if I pet your dog?" Guy says, "No problem." Guy goes to pet the dog. Dog bites him.
No, he
Oh,
says, "Does your dog bite?"
oh, does your dog bite? And the guy
The
says,
guy says no.
"No, you should have told it."
You say, try it again.
Well,
And you go back with rewind.
So the guy's walking through the park. He sees another guy standing there with the dog. Guy goes to the first guy and says, "Oh, it's very cute. Does your dog bite?" Guy says, "No, he doesn't." So he goes to pet the dog.
No.
What?
The guy says, "Does your dog bite?"
Yeah, does your dog bite? And the
He said, "Does their dog bite?" Go back again. Rewind.
Oh my God! Why don't you tell it? You tell this
Do
one.
it. Say it. I'm gonna mouth it to you.
A guy. My wife is literally like doing the puppet thing here with me. Sees another guy in the park. So standing there with a dog. Second guy goes to the first guy. "Excuse me, does your dog bite?" And the guy standing there says, No, he doesn't. So first guy goes to pet the dog. Dog just goes row and bites him on the hand. Says to the, "I thought you said your dog doesn't bite." The guy says, "That's not my dog." Wasn't that worth waiting for, folks?
That was good.
This is why you always have to rehearse. This is why, even if you think you know a joke.
You're too busy dreaming of the uzu. You should make a song. Hare, 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 uzu, dev. Mama, uzu, 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 uzu.
Wait, let me try. Hold on.
Okay, here.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What? Where are the low tones on this? Oh,
What you got in there?
it's got the thing in there.
What's
Oh.
in there to death?
Oh no, it's got that little something in there
Here,
that.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you have to. There's Scotch tape on the bottom that I put so it wouldn't fall out.
Okay, yes, it's covered over.
Yipes. Because there's a thing in. I don't know what that thing. Maybe it's the cleaner or the. Nah, let it be.
No, it's gonna come out now. It's coming out.
So she's peeling off the Scotch tape on the bottom of this
Oh my
recorder,
God.
and now see if you can shake that out. Whatever the hell that is.
This is what you go like. They probably.
Oh, to get all the schmutz out.
No, I don't know. Probably the trombone here. Play like
Now with this out of it, now it should sound like a flute. Hold on. No. What the hell?
It's very high pitched.
That's better.
I'll be back in 1 second, Mr.
Remember, they make Jewish kids play this in elementary school. They make people, parents of 4-year-olds or fourth graders, sit there in assembly while a bunch of kids come out and do. And everybody's supposed to applaud and love it. I can't get a low tone on this. I don't know why. I think you have to go all the way down to to this and get your finger on that lower hole. Ooh. That's better. I think you need to get these low. Yeah. You're watching Dave's Gone By live on this Saturday, November 29th, 2025 with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my darling and adorable wife, and Flutie here, and I'm feeling a little bit horny. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the beat goes on. As we continue this program, our 1009th episode of this crazy, crazy ass show. Thank you for tuning in, by the way. If you want to write to me, davesgoneby@aol.com is the way to do that. Daves, D-A-V-E-S, davesgoneby@aol.com. You can also post and message me right on our Facebook page. Love to hear from you. I don't have the time usually to write back to everyone, but love reading your messages, your comments, your thumbs up and thumbs down, your emojis, whatever you want to send to me. Whether you're emailing me, davesgoneby@aol.com, or just posting to me. I'd love to see them. Remember, we also have a Twitter feed, Radio Dave 2, or I guess it's an X feed now. Radio Dave and the number 2 is the way to do that. We have an Instagram page, david.lefkowitz. All these different ways to basically get the same information and the same material from our home site, davesgoneby.com. Anyway, it's a bit after 10:30 in the morning already, Eastern Time, here on this episode that we are calling Home for the HALLIDAY, because we are delighted to have in the Daverhood, let me get my share screen up, because we have an interview with an actress and a writer and a fun, very creative person named Anne Halliday. She was one of the early members of the legendary Chicago Downtown Theater show, Too Much Light Makes the Baby Go Blind. Joined that in New York for a while, then did other theater in New York. Also puts out a long-running downtown-y kind of magazine zine called the East Village Inky. And she has a book out. She's written a couple of books, and this one is called Panther City. It's a very cool story about childhood and elementary school. Very clever. And the illustrations are actually done by a child. Very, very cool. So let me just have to share screen here so I do this correctly and bring this up. So without further ado or a don't, won't you kindly welcome Rabbi Sol Solomon, the one, the only, the Jewish, interviewing Anne Halliday on Dave's Gone By. Oh, shalom, my friends, shalom, my enemies. This is your old pal, Rabbi Sol Solomon, founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. And you know, there's nothing I love more than the Jewish holidays. But, we have something almost as wonderful with us in the Daverhood today. It's a non-Jewish holiday. You knew I was going to, yes, you knew I was going to go. Anywho, this lovely lady here is an authoress and an actress. You have seen her on stage going back years ago in the original Chicago Too Much Light Makes the Baby Go Blind. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's a major, major event in downtown theater history. Plus, you see her in her theater company, Theater of the Apes, with her wonderful husband, Greg Cotis, who was on this program a few years ago. And together they do interesting, different downtowny, satirical, dark, I hate the government kind of shows, which I don't blame them for. And what else to own? She has a book now. She's got a new book in which she collaborated with an illustrator. So many people do this. But her illustrator is all of 9 years old, and she draws better than I ever will. Ladies and gentlemen, won't you please welcome to the Daverhood, Ann Halliday.
Hi, thank you for
Hello.
having me. Hello.
Did I get that right? Is Ann?
Yeah, and my
Close
last
enough.
name's Halliday.
Halliday again.
My last name.
Yeah. So, Mike, I guess that is the first question, because you asked me before we went on the air if I could pronounce your first name. And as I figured, maybe it rhymes with man, it rhymes with can, or Moshe Dayan, which is really the close. But where is your name from? A-Y-U-N. Where'd you get that?
The simplest answer is it's Welsh.
Oh, okay. Are you, how many sides are you Walish?
None. Scotch-Irish, pretty much. But, I mean, different people get different stories, so I'll leave it with it's Welsh.
Well, so you're Irish, and how much scotch do you drink? Because we know those people. I'm kidding. Okay, so let's talk first of all about the book, because this is what you're here to really talk about. It's called Panther City. Nothing to do with, well, zoos or anything, but show. I mean, they mentioned zoos. Show the book.
Oh, there's the book.
Panther City.
Get it in focus. Woo!
There it is. Now, tell us what, for the impetus, if you don't mind my using that word, the impetus for the book, how it came about and how you developed it, not just as text. By the way, it's not an animated book. It's not a, what you call graphic novel thing. It's story with some pictures in it. But where did it come from?
Well, I was going up to the Catskills upstate to take a writing workshop with my friend Ariel Gore. And my main impetus was I wanted to steal all her moves so that I could go teach writing workshops, preferably in Mexico. So I didn't have a lot invested in it as a student. I didn't have something I wanted to work on. And I was pleasantly surprised by how much I loved being a student and how much I really got from it. And there were some women who'd arrived with a idea that they wanted to further kick that can down the road or start it. And I really didn't have anything. So it was sort of generative writing workshop for me. And I fooled around with different things based on the assignment. I think we were looking at utopias versus dystopias. And then I started remembering that a friend of mine who's a preschool teacher had been talking about how her class had been bringing in like Quaker Oats boxes and cereal boxes and things, and they were going to make a city out of that. And I said, my third grade class did that too, but it wasn't cereal boxes. It was more flat, like more collage, and we would pin it to the bulletin board. And I loved art, so I was super into this project, and it sounds like a great project that would be so fun and so creative, but we immediately started to fight in my memory. I mean, get somebody from my third grade class, they might tell a different story, but we were, we ganged up on one person because we presumed he was lying to us, we would rip down each other's stuff. So then I just started putting my thumb on the scale, and I love to write in a child's voice, particularly around 8 or 9 years old, because I think they care about things so deeply. They really see and call out injustice, particularly when it pertains to themselves. And the language is like so passionate. It's just really fun to write as an indignant child who does not quite have all the information, but thinks she does. So that I left that workshop going, oh, I think I want to.
Now I am kind of curious. What do you do besides you suddenly had an idea for a book to write? What did you glean? What was good about the writing workshop? What did this woman do? Gore?
Ariel Gore.
Ariel
She's a
Gore.
wonderful writer, and I'll plug her latest book. It's called Rehearsals for Dying, which is
Sounds like fun. Yeah.
It's a cancer memoir, but I really recommend it. And she is funny, and she didn't just go through, a terrible experience that most of us do go through at some point. So anyway, plugging Ariel stuff. But what I really liked is she's very quiet. She's a very quiet person. And when I met her, she didn't like to engage with strangers too much. Being a beloved writing teacher, I think, has changed that a little, or forced her to be a little bit more of a people person. But in the writing workshop, she would really, channel that quiet self. And she'd just sit there while we all worked on our notebooks for about 10 minutes. And then she'd say, well, whatever you've written, what's underneath that? Look and see what's underneath that. And we go for another 10 minutes, and then she might say something like, okay, now I want you to flip the camera angle and write it from the other person's point of view if there's another person. And, it just was like that. And it was so fun, and it was so easy. You didn't have much time to get in your head. And, if it was like, oh, but I want to keep writing the kid. Well, you could either keep writing the kid, or you could say, I'll come back to the kid. And it was great. It was so fun. It was to not think about like, where's this going? Or like, is anybody going to buy this? Who cares? It was so great.
Now, actually, the one thing that threw me a little bit is you want to teach writing workshops. Everybody, if you don't have a podcast, you're going to have a writing workshop somewhere. But why Mexico? Where did that come from?
Oh, I love it. I love it. We've been spending a lot of time in Mexico City because there is a company, Icaro Teatro, that has started translating and producing a lot of my husband's musicals and having good luck with them. So I started tagging along, and I'm just like, wow, I really like this. I also, I have a volunteer gig that a lot of the clients at the volunteer gig are Spanish speakers. So a couple of years ago, after yet another trip to Mexico City, I was like, I really could, try a little harder to speak Spanish with people. And now I can speak kind of child cave person Spanish with.
Muy bien!
Yeah.
Oh, bravo!
Señor Rabbi, gracias mucho.
Oh, you got the accent. I can't even do that. I trip my tongue on mierda. I can't really do it too well. But, so, okay, I get it. Now, by the way, tell your husband, Greg Kotis, you met him doing one of the greatest shows ever in the history of the universe. It was called Too Much. When did you join? Was it 1980?
I joined actually on the first anniversary. So I think I was the first batch of new cast members in I think my first show was like 1988 in December. And then a couple of years later, Greg auditioned for us, and everybody else knew him, and they saw his name on the list, and they were like, oh, Greg Kotis, he's great, we should just put him in. And I was like, wait a minute, I don't know this guy. Like, he has to audition like everybody else, and I get a vote as to whether he should be in the company. And then he auditioned. I was like, oh yes, I think we should cast him. And a couple months later, we started dating, and tomorrow's our 30th wedding anniversary.
Oh, mit Mazel McLick, this is so. Do you have any special plans? We do. We're going to go, this is very uncharacteristic for us, but we're going to take the train to Milford, New Jersey, and go for a 6-mile hike. And then we're going to go to a bookstore that it was like, oh, I did a reading there. And they're like, when your new book comes out, yeah, we'll take some Panther Cities to an event. All right,
so I'm going to grab out some Panther Cities.
Everything about that sounded so romantic, except the two words "new" and "Jersey." But okay, this is love. But here's the deal: if people don't know, I'm kind of assuming that people know what Too Much Light is and was certainly back in Chicago and New York. It was 30 plays in 60 minutes, so every play was somewhere between 15 seconds and maybe 2.5 minutes total. How to get them all done? Or, if you stop, sometimes there'd be 1 or 2 left over if you didn't get the time. And it was just like, boom, 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 almost no props, no cut, nothing. You just went out there and did it. So how the hell did you audition for it? What did you do?
Oh, we just had people come in, and with the understanding that if you're cast, you'll be playing yourself or a version of yourself, and everybody has to write and everybody has to perform. So, you've got a 2-minute audition slot. You can do whatever you want. And
what did you do?
What did I do? Oh,
yeah.
I totally pivoted at the last minute. I sweated it out and overthought it, and I was gonna. I had written a play where I was a tap dancing fetus addressing George Bush, and it like really the morning of the audition, I was like, this is awful. Like I'm not going to do this. I'm creating something that I think they want, rather than just like creating something that I am. So I'd written a poem about my grandmother who had recently passed, and was this woman from Hopewell, Indiana, a large family, Hopewell, Indiana. And I just wrote a little poem about her and appreciating her and what she'd done for me and how different we were. And I went in, and it was a rainy, rainy night. I was the last person to audition. And I remember standing in the little teeny tiny lobby of Stage Left Theater waiting for my turn. And the neo-futurists were taking turns being the audition monitor, and everybody else was in watching the auditions. And I was out there with Karen Christopher, who became one of my very best friends. Another person who's very different from me, very direct, very focused. And we're looking out at the rain. And she's like, so what are you doing for your audition? And I told her, like, I did this, I had this thing, but I'm going to do something else. And she's like, oh, I think why don't you do the thing you prepared? And I was like, nope, it's bad. And she's like, oh, I think you should do the thing you prepared. And usually I will fold like a house of cards. If somebody says, I think you should do this other thing, I'll be like, okay, well, I want to please you. So, okay. But I went in and I stuck to my guns, and I think there's no way I would have been cast if I was the tap dancing fetus.
Did you ever get to do the tap dancing fetus?
No, thank goodness.
No, never did.
That was boneyard of history, that one. Mm-hmm.
So what is your favorite or the most proud tiny little playlet? What do you call them, a play? Little mini one-act play that you did over the years and TMLTB.
Oh, TMLMTBGB. Yeah. That's a great question, and I definitely wrote hundreds and hundreds of them, but one that I remember that we did a lot was called Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and it was 5 of us on stage, and I'm trying to remember I think it was Louise Hay, who was popular at the time, and I had a friend who was super into her. That was just about kind of affirmations that you would say, I believe in the abundance of the universe. I believe this. I believe that. This is true. And I just started it, and I was listening with my little headphones to my Walkman, my cassette Walkman, and repeating the affirmation. And then somebody would come out and join me, and they also put in their headphones. And it just got bigger and bigger. So about how the universe is conspiring against you, and like you will smite your enemies, and my parents deserve to die. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete.
Was that in the anthology? Because they put out an anthology of the plays that you guys did, many years in book form. It's pretty great. So now we say, okay, you're there, you're in Chicago, you meet the love of your life, with thank God you're still with, and then why did you go? Why didn't you guys stay in Chicago?
That was Greg. I think he felt that he had taken it as far as he could take it in Chicago. He has much more ambition than I do, I think, and had an idea that he might like to write for television. And I think now it is possible to live in Chicago and write for television, but at the time it was you either go to LA or New York. I had always wanted to live in New York since I was a child. My grandparents had a subscription to the New Yorker magazine, which I loved, even though I didn't understand. I would look at those cartoons. And they also had a book that they bought at a garage sale about like bohemians and beatniks in Greenwich Village. And I was like, that's for me. That sounds great, kind of unclear that this book had been written in the early 60s before I was born. So I was like, I'm in, let's go. And that's I think partly why we decided to get married, because we didn't have any context for knowing each other outside of the show. And then we were like, at the last minute, we got cold feet, and we were like, we better bring the show with us too. We better start doing a version of the show in New York, because that's what's bonding us together. Let's keep doing it. Let's bring in glue.
You're still in New York, so there's no regrets about. You live in the village still.
I love it. No, we live in East Harlem. We live in Greg's grandmother's apartment in East Harlem. We've lived here for about 10 years.
So which is better, East Harlem or East Village, or they're two different
Well, I think they're, every neighborhood evolves. And the last time I was in the East Village, just a couple of nights ago, actually just last night, I went and saw a show at Under St. Mark's, which I was like, Under St. Mark's, now this feels like the East Village that I know, but a lot of it feels really fancy with class very expensive skyscraper
Oh, so
condos.
it's gentrified to the point of where it's not even
It's
the
not
real.
as much fun for me anymore there, yeah. But, I mean, now it belongs to the young people who live there now and the old people who stayed. So.
They can't even do the musical Rent there anymore. They have to call it Own. So
yeah, I don't know that they could really do the musical Rent even when I was living there. Although I remember them shooting the trailer for the movie in the street and being so irritated that I had to wait for them to finish their shot.
Well, let me ask you, because there's we'll stay on theater and then we'll get to your zine and Enki and Back to Panther. But you're still in this Theater of the Apes Theater Company. The credo kind of sounds like the credo that Kogas has when he was doing You're in Town. It's this, well, you tell. I mean, what kind of theater are you guys doing?
We do offbeat comedic theater that is not necessarily commercially viable. I think we always have.
Well, You're in Town was not commercially viable. I mean, there's no reason that You're in Town make it from the New York City Fringe Festival all the way to Broadway with Tony Awards to boot and everything. And now it's playing in every college in America. So no commercial potential, as Frank Zappa used to put it. You never quite necessarily know.
Yeah, that's right. And you might as well do something that, like, you physically have the ability to do that thing, like it's within your grasp, it's within your scope, and it's something that you believe in and that you have fun. I mean, it's really hard to do it without a lot of support. I think it's probably also hard to do it with a lot of support. We at least have creative control, which feels good. And
but you guys did a show just a couple of months ago called The End of All Flesh, and the reviews were of the level that somebody's going to be talking to you guys to move it off Broadway or no?
Yeah, Your Lips to God's Ears. I'd love that idea. I know Greg would too. Yeah, we just recorded a soundtrack album, and there were 4 cast members, and the younger 2 cast members sang like beautiful songbirds, and Greg and I kind of croaked along, and we had a great 3-piece bluegrass band playing with us. So hopeful that maybe people will hear that album on a streaming platform and go, whoa, what is this? I want to do it. And hopefully they'll want to do it with us, because I don't think I'm ready to give up my part yet. It was really good.
So then what is Wayfaring Strangers? This is a recurring show that you guys do like once a month.
Wayfaring Strangers is an improvised bluegrass musical. So yeah, once a month at the People's Improv Theater on 29th Street in New York, we improvise a bluegrass musical. Our next one is November 16th, and it's, it's improv. So, sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes it's like, that was pretty good. But I think for a lot of people too, they're not particularly familiar with these old bluegrass tunes. So that can be fun for them to hear that.
But improv, I mean, how do you, to do a long form improv as opposed to like a 5-minute sketch how do you keep the plot involved and then and do song lyrics off that are supposed to rhyme, etc. And so how do you guys do it?
Well, we took classes in musical improv at the Magnet Theater recently. I mean, I thought, you're going to show up, you're going to try your best to rhyme, you're going to be funny and uninhibited, and, you have some improv experience, it should be cool. So much more than that, like different song structures. And then, they have different, like you can do a fairy tale, you can do a monoscene, you can do this. We sort of ended up making our own form, but using a lot of what we learned there. And some of the other Wayfaring Strangers also took those classes, and that's how we met them. And then there's others who we just know from different parts of life. And then we've been trying to share what we know, what we learned in those classes, and encourage them to take some classes. But, they're learning their own hybrid form through us.
Wow. All right. Not leaving theater just yet, because I saw a name of a show that you wrote at some point. I'll lead in this way. Have you seen Waiting for Godot on Broadway?
I haven't. I am not a huge fan of that director.
Oh, okay. And also, as far as Keanu Reeves and the other guy from...
I am a huge fan of Keanu Reeves. I love him, but I guess I'll go see his new movie that he's got out. And I've seen a lot of productions of Waiting for Godot. So.
Well, this is why I'm asking you, because you did write a play called Zamboni Godot.
I did write a play called Zamboni Godot that I did with 2 of
I love Zambonis. What the hell is... What are they on ice?
They were in the first scene, yeah, they were, everybody in the first scene wore ice skates. And we had to negotiate with the little brick theater in Williamsburg of like, we love this idea, but please don't tear up the stage, please.
How did that,
Like,
so did you make fake ice skates that were rubber
they wore skate guards on their blades, yeah, but they just clipped her. And it was also that they were waiting to go out on the ice. They were in that area where you put on your skates and stand over the barricade. I think it was just, I'd been thinking about Waiting for Godot, and I definitely do like to do deep dives on classic plays that I like, and read all the different writings about it, and read different reviews. I mean, Waiting for Godot, it's so rich. There's so much. There are New Yorker cartoons about Waiting for Godot. There's an amazing article about Susan Sontag going and doing a production in war-torn Sarajevo while the bombs were still dropping and these actors coming. And that was one of the few instances where the Beckett estate said, okay, we can women.
So is the Beckett estate still being very prickly? Because when he was alive, you had to do his play exactly as he wrote, every stage direction down to the letter. Are they a little more now that he's or you still have to have two people in a garbage
can? Well, believe me, I would not presume to speak for the Beckett estate. My impression was that they were still or are still so doctrinaire about, and that Beckett himself, listen, it's his play. He gets to try to make his play whatever he wants, and he was famous, so he could make the rules stick a little harder than the small potatoes can. But that he, somewhat brattily, in my opinion, was saying that women can't play these now iconic, famous characters that everybody wants to take a stab at because women don't have prostates. Well, we can pretend that we do.
You don't?
I'll send you a pamphlet.
Right, the Rebbe told us all wrong. I assumed it's like, But
at the same time, at the same time that we were about to go into rehearsal, there was another man doing an off Broadway play called The Underpants Godot, and it was about a gay playwright writing his own version of Godot. Actually, maybe he wasn't the playwright, it was the director, and it was populated with hot young men, including one who was totally nude, and in the play.
That is not a play. That's an excuse.
That's making theater you want to make. But they had a character who showed up who was a woman who represented the Beckett estate, showed up at their dress rehearsal, and they had to perform for her. And I was like, I think this is great. And it definitely made me go even further of like, yeah, how come we don't get to do that?
But Zamboni Godot was not just Waiting for Godot. I mean, it's a whole new play. It's a different play.
Right. It was the idea of two characters who are forever together, can't leave each other, often seem that they don't like each other that much. One who's kind of an optimist and kind of a ding-dong, and the other is pessimist and hard, and that they are just tied together forever. And
so it's like Donald Trump and Elon Musk, essentially.
Don't even say it.
Just teasing here.
Halloween's over.
Now, let's get back to print and writing and stuff like that. Well, we were talking about writing, playwriting, but now let's move to, you still put out a hard copy magazine.
Yeah.
And you have been for over 35 years, I do believe it is.
No, 27. I always get I have a 28-year-old daughter, and she was one when the first issue came out.
Oh, man. Was it named after, it was called the East Village Inky? That was her nickname or something? Or?
Yeah. Her given name is India, and we used to call her Inky when she was little. So that's why it came about, because it was a little hard to do off Broadway theater when you really are living very close to the bone on the budget. And, I had an idea, like, we'll keep doing Too Much Light. The baby will sleep in a basket in the backstage area or in the office, for an hour, that'll be fine. It's late at night, she's not going to be up. I learned a little bit more about how parenthood works. So I really, we went to Scotland, we tried to do this kind of wild theater making workshop, performance making workshop that my friend Karen Christopher from the Neo Futures was teaching. She was getting married at the same time, so we were going out for the wedding, but I was like, we'll take this workshop and then we'll take it off our taxes. And I had the baby on my lap, and I lasted a day. And then I was like, if I continue to be in this workshop, it is grossly unfair and an abuse of my friendship with the teacher. Because the other participants, it's going to be really like imposing something on them that they didn't sign up for. So it sent me into a tailspin. I would wander the streets of Glasgow with this baby on my back, and it was like cold and sprinkling. And I love museums and stuff, but she would start crying in the museum, or she'd need to nurse, or she felt. I was like, I got to figure out something that I can do creatively that is going to have an audience of strangers, and no matter how small. But I wasn't down with the idea of like, well, make a painting. Your friends will love to see that. I was like, I don't want to. I want to continue to have this connection to strangers. And I'd always wanted to have a zine, but I had never found a subject that would sustain multiple issues. And then I realized, like, oh, I live in the East Village. I have a baby. At the time, there weren't so many like families that were visible there. I mean, of course, there were families, but it felt like more of an offlier and an outlier. And
So, but
the East Village and report on it with a baby on my back.
Even then, you chose to do not because the world was on the internet at that point, I think. And instead of a blog.
Yeah.
Well, so
email. There were. I mean, I found so Ariel Gore, who I mentioned earlier, also had a zine called Hip Mama, and that it came out, I don't know, maybe 6 times a year, 4 times a year, but there was did they call it a BBS, an electronic bulletin board?
Oh, God.
And, we would all log on, and, there were, I really came to appreciate the fact that I lived in the East Village, because there were women who were sort of, outside of the mainstream mold of motherhood, and they were living out in these rural communities or like suburbia, and they just felt like, I'm the only one who's like this. I'm the lonely little petunia in the onion patch. And I thought, I don't feel that way. I go out to Tompkins Square Playground, and I'm like, what? It's like hanging out in the college dorm. I like everyone I meet. I like all the children. And then like, it's the East Village. There's all this stuff to eat. There's all this visual interest.
But the idea is still, to this day, a hard copy. People subscribe to it. They get it in the mail.
And it still looks exactly the same way it did when Inky was little, because it had to be. I used to draw it to size. Now I draw it on an iPad, but and now I can put in photos and stuff a little more easily. But it had to be small enough that it could fit in a purse or something. The equivalent of a diaper bag, which I never had a diaper bag, but I did carry diapers, and I also carried it.
Oh, I carry diapers too. You don't know what
you never know. It's you can share them with a friendly stranger if you need to. But I had pens, and she would fall asleep, and I would carefully shrug her out of the backpack and lay it down on the park bench or the subway bench or wherever a cafe if I was lucky, and then I'd have about an hour to work on it. So it's always been that same size. It's always been black and white.
And by the way, if you want to subscribe to it, the cost of an issue, and this astonishes me. It's not even that when you first put it out, it was $2.
Yeah.
Now, what is it? $3.50?
Yes. That's quite a huge adjustment for inflation. But yeah, it's $3. I think if people buy it online, they pay for the postage, which is, like, I don't know. I don't even know. Is it 78 cents to mail a letter?
Well, if it fits in does it fit?
It fits in a greeting card envelope, and it's 1 ounce. So yeah, and it feels like getting real mail. That's what I always tell people. Like, how many bills, how much junk mail, how many political announcements. And so, you hit a certain.
And then you get something you want. You get something that
something that feels like it's like if a friend wrote me a letter, and it has pictures, and it's funny. And
so, but when you started it, you were a new mama, and you wrote about that and being in New York and trying to cope with everything going on. Now it's 28 years later, whatever.
Yeah.
What do you write? Your kids are growing in college, right?
They're out. My daughter works at the La Brea Tar Pits and lives in LA. My son lives in an apartment in our same building. And, is figuring out what he wants to do. He studied comedy at one of the 3 colleges where you can major in comedy. So, yeah, they're living their own lives. And for me, I thought, like, well, I do feel like I need something to sort of sustain it through. I don't like a grab bag, kind of just whatever. So I would choose a theme for every issue. Like one was animals, and one was New York City Museums. For Kurt Vonnegut's centennial, it was Kurt Vonnegut. I can always find something to say, and it's always very digressive, and it always digs into my childhood growing up in Indiana. But
yeah, a lot does come back. Not to get too personal, but a lot. Did you have not a traumatic childhood, but it seems like there were traumas in childhood that you keep sort of now, or
yeah, no, I think so. I mean, I'm somebody who's my interactions with therapy have been very, very small and not particularly successful. So I think I'm always interested in looking at, like, how did I grow up? When did I grow up? Where did I grow up? And that I didn't have sisters or brothers. I think for me, I want to explore my only childhood a lot more. I'm the only child of an only child of an only child. So that, I always feel like my nose is a little bit pressed up to the glass when I see people who have sisters or brothers, or even like, oh, these big happy families. That's what I didn't have.
well, when you watched your children growing up, did you sort of see what you quote unquote missed, or did
maybe
they
little,
hate each
yeah.
other until last year?
No. And our apartment was small, and they shared a bedroom until India went off to college. She shared a bedroom and bunk beds in a apartment that only had room for like a homemade desk that was about this wide, and that was what they had. So they had to get along, even if they didn't feel like it. And at a certain point, I was like, is this not like really? And they would accuse me of like, you don't know because you're Midwestern, or you don't know because, you're an only child. And sometimes they had a point, and sometimes I was like, I think you're pushing it all. People are people. But, we looked for ways that we could do it. That, like, if a teenager was in a bad mood, it's like, okay, you just need to tell us and we'll leave you alone, because like everybody has bad moods, but it's not fair to us to like let that permeate the whole apartment. Just say, I'm in a bad mood, I'm gonna be on this top bunk, or I'm gonna shut the door in this room for an hour. And that's how we figured it out. And I'm pleased that they do like each other, and they do. I mean, I'm always thrilled to hear that like one of them knows about the new girlfriend or the new boyfriend, or like, and I'm just finding this out. How many months has it been? But ultimately that does feel good that they're in cahoots with each other.
Now, a word that is quite important to this program, Dave's Gone By, that Anne Halliday is on right now, is the word, you probably don't know, but potatoes are a very big part of the ethos of this program. Don't ask. But we're asking you. I think potatoes have shown up frequently in your...
Yes, my recent oeuvre, yeah. I had an idea, it was before the pandemic, to write what at the time was going to be an etiquette manual for people who were toiling in the low-budget arts sector, people who weren't rich, weren't famous, weren't putting on Waiting for Godot with Keanu Reeves on Broadway, but were doing it in a black box theater for 3 weeks on their own money. And, extend that to musicians, extend that to writers, artists, clowns, anybody, any kind of performance or creative practice, but somebody who would define themselves as an artist, not somebody who was saying like, oh, well, in my spare time, I like to do embroidery. They would say like, no, I'm an embroiderer. And also I work in a hospital as well. But, somebody who that was so important to them. And people will say like, oh, well, when you're doing a off-Broadway show, like, can you see into the audience? And the answer is yes, of course. Not only can I see into the audience, I can see who's there and I can see who's not there. And it can be a real head trip to focus on who's not there, because I have many dear friends who never come see anything, or like, we'll see it and say, so where do you want to eat afterwards? And it's like, no, I need you to feed me. I'm showing you my baby. Is my baby cute? Could you just volunteer, even if you don't feel that way, that my baby's cute? So, and of course, obviously, I know I don't speak for all artists, but it was just like, how can you make your own stuff, but then not be a total jerk about other people's stuff? Like, what is the buy-in in this community? What are your responsibilities? And there was a guy who now is one of the Wayfaring Strangers, David Carl. He's a wonderful actor, very funny guy, great improviser. And we met after a show that we had both seen as audience members at the People's Improv Theater in their old space that had a bar. So, I'm chatting to this guy that I just met, who saw the same show I did. I was like, so what do you do? Are you an actor? And he said, yes, I had a one-person show. I was like, oh, what's it called? Just keeping that conversation going. And he said, it's called Gary Busey's One Man Hamlet. And I was like, I heard about that and I wanted to see it. And I'm so sorry I didn't see it. I wish if I had met you earlier, I probably would have seen it. I'm so sorry I didn't see it. Let me know if it ever happens again. And he's like, yeah, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm doing this one-person show called Nurse, in which I played Juliet's nurse, trying to set the record straight that she thinks Romeo and Juliet was told incorrectly and she wants to get her side of the story out there. And then so he was like, well, tell me what it is. And, took a postcard or whatever. And about a month later, I look out into the audience from the stage at Nurse, and there was David Carl in the front row. And I was like, that's the guy to be that person. And sometimes you need a little reminding. Sometimes you're like, oh yeah, sure, I'll go see your show. That sounds great. But show up. It doesn't matter if you think it sounds good. Buy the book. It doesn't matter if you think it's great. If your friend wrote it, buy it. Buy it. You can always give it away. Tell your library to buy it. Write a review on Goodreads. It's on, this is how the sausage gets made, or the vegan sausage gets made, or whatever. We have to
help it. But I'm still wondering where the potato comes in.
Oh, yeah, that was a very long answer to a short question. It came in because I was like, we're small potatoes, we're not the big potatoes. So yeah, it was, and in my mind, the book would be called The Small Potato Manifesto, and then the publishers, people who interact with bookstores and, give good advice on what sells and what doesn't sell is like, you have to let people know what's inside the book. The Small Potato Manifesto, people aren't going to know what that means. I'm like, I know what it means. Not everybody. Yeah.
No, I think also, this is going back a long, long time, but I think when your firstborn was born, there may have been, and I could be completely wrong about that. There were some medical things and you wrote about it. We called her a sweet potato or something. Well,
neonatal sweet potato. Yeah.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah. I know how that one came about. It was when she was about 8 months old and she quickly recovered. It is true what people say. Don't get born or have any business in the hospital over July 4th weekend, because it's the worst possible time to be in the hospital. I think the next season of The Pit, it's going to take place then, and I am there for it. I'm very interested in that. All the new residents are starting. All their teacher doctors are on vacation. Everybody's new. So we'll never quite know what was wrong with her and why she started to fail so quickly after birth, but they got her patched up and she's great.
I remember that. I will never forget neonatal sweet potato.
Sweet potato.
It sounds so wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. So I was doing a puppet show about her birth, but I had a 6 or 8 month old baby, so I couldn't make puppets of babies with a baby in a 340 square foot apartment in the East Village. And I was like, I'll just go buy sweet potatoes. They're about the right size. And so we had all these bassinets filled with sweet potatoes. So that's where neonatal sweet potato came from.
So let me add another, and feel free to pivot if you don't want, but this is from Wikipedia. So Can you tell, did you actually date Stephen Colbert back in the day?
People can dig for that on the internet. He's a lovely man. That's, it's weird. It's like, if your college sweetheart became one of the most famous people in America, it's weird. He's a lovely person.
Did you get in touch when CBS Canon to say, hey, just saying hey and sorry, and you can always come and join Theater of the Apes, or
no, I mean, it was weird. Like, there was one point when the neo-futurists were really like claiming hard that he had been a neo-futurist for a day, which technically he was, but I was like, this feels like bad to me that you guys are claiming this, because he came in and auditioned, or we just put him in without auditioning because he was my friend. Like he was able to not have the Greg Cotis treatment, and then he got cast in Second City and showed up at rehearsal and was like, listened to everybody's proposals and said, well, this has been so interesting, but I'm afraid I have some bad news for you guys. So, but we're in touch every now and then, and it blows my mind. He is not only super famous, he's like super famous and right, always in the middle of the zeitgeist. He's out there swinging the sword for good.
Yeah, how am I? I mean, I'm rooting for him too to come back and do something, which is
something.
Now, speaking of coming back and doing something, you've got Inky, you've got Straight. What are you've got the book. Do you have another project that you can talk about?
Yes, I can. I mean, they're both they're up here right now, but I do need to stop promoting Panthers. I'll be promoting Panther City for the rest of my life, so I don't need to have a full fire hose promotion. I can just put on the sprinkler and let it keep sprinkling. So I want to do a graphic novel of my one-person show, Nurse, and I think I'm going to self-publish it because this has been a fascinating learning curve, but it's fun to say this is how I want it to be, and it might be more marketable if it isn't so me, but I'm over I'm not over the hill, but I'm on the descending part of a hill that leads to the grave. I'm not climbing up to the pinnacle. So I'd like to just get more work out there in a form that maybe can survive the zombie apocalypse. Maybe there will be somebody digging through an attic and say what's this? This looks interesting, and it fits in my survival backpack.
Actually, keep it simple. Just program AI to keep making Inkies for the next 100 years. It can write it. It can do the pictures. Just do the coding. Boom, boom, boom. Go off and do more theater.
That breaks my brain. That breaks my brain. Also, partly because I wouldn't know how. I'm sure ChatGPT actually could do it better than I could do it in 5 seconds. And I'm always curious to know, can AI talk the way I talk in my zine or my books, which is so, in some ways, tortured. But it's I've made my own sort of vocabulary. Can it do that? If I
Not
just
yet.
put my weird spelled name in there, it'll know. So I'm going to do a graphic novel of Nurse, my words. And then I also want to do a podcast where I interview other only children. And I've been thinking about it forever, but it's technology, so that it really slows me down when I'm I'll have to learn how to do things. That slows me down.
Well, it's sort of turn on the computer, have a microphone, talk. And it's
not easy.
The text is not so scary as if you're shooting a multi-billion-dollar film. No, it's sort of computer on, hit, sound, hello, you're in, you're good. If Mark Maron can figure it out, you can figure it out. But ladies and gentlemen, we have been chatting with the delightful Ann Halliday. The way to get all this stuff that she's talking about, because I can send you one thing for the book for Panther City. There's also Wayfaring Strangers once a month at the Pit. Just go to her website. It's the best way to find out about what she is doing and to subscribe to Inky. It's Ayin. I was saying it perfectly, and then you told me how to say it. Now I can't say it at all. Ayun. Ayin in the Welsh. Halliday. HALLIDAY.com. And there are all the buttons to click about the book, about the zines, about the stuff. So, my last question for you, and then thank you so much for joining us and having such a fun chat with us, is where does religion, if at all, because I happen to be Jewish, I don't know if you know this, but were you raised, I assume Catholic-ish, but do you have any religion? Do you raise your kids anything, or just egalitarian or something?
I would refer to myself as a secular humanist, but I haven't really gone to any secular humanist meetings or anything. I was raised in the Episcopal Church. It never took, much to my father's great sadness. He was very, very a true believer and a practicing Episcopalian, and went to a really cool church that was very supportive to me through his death. The older I get, the more I say, if your religion encourages you to be kind to others and strangers and to help and to lead with love, then I'm all for it. And I understand the important part that churches and temples and other faith-based organizations where people gather, that can provide a real solace in hard times, no matter whether it's personal or social, or you don't have enough money, you don't have enough food. I think that there's a terrible injustice that needs to be righted. All those things can be very helpful. And I'm envious a little of the believers who do have that. And who knows, maybe, when I'm really old, I might come creeping into some church or something and say,
try a shul, try a synagogue.
Yeah, well, Greg is Jewish, and like, India would get invited to seders at her high school friends' homes, and she would go and she'd be super into it. But
I remember that Greg was Jewish. Oh, yeah. You married a nice Jewish boy. Not only is he brilliant, not only talented, he's Jewish. Good for you. Good for you, Anne Halliday.
I got a good one.
Well, it is great for us to have Anne Halliday here in the Daverhood. Go to AnneHalliday.com for all her stuff written and when she's appearing on stage. We wish you much, much more generativity, creativity, and inkiness. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Shalom. Well, yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Dave's Gone By show. Whoa, stop this. Stop that. I don't want Apple Arcade. I don't know what that is. Hello, welcome back. It's me, Dave Lefkowitz. Thanking so much Rabbi Sol Solomon for doing that lovely interview with Anne Halliday. Really making our Thanksgiving Day weekend very, very thankful for all of that. If you missed all or part of that interview, if you missed all or part of the beginning of this episode and the trials and travails and delights of my wife and my trip to Pikesville, Maryland, or if you missed part of Greeley Times, remember that all our archives reside at davesgoneby.com, which means you can listen to our very first episode from October of 2002. That is not a misstatement. That is literally 24 years ago, 2002, our first episode, audio only. It was a radio program on terrestrial WGBB AM out on Long Island. We did that for a few years. Then we went to the internet. Then we went to college radio for some wonderful years, and then began doing this as a video podcast. But all of our archives, almost every episode we ever did, is saved and logged and archived and viewable at davesgoneby.com. Also, we have a Dave's Gone By channel at archive.org. So please check that out. We also have an archive channel of audio only, so our episodes, but only the sound, at castbox.fm. So that's really for people if you want to just hear the show. You don't need to see this face for 3 hours. And if you want to just hear the program, download it like a podcast, like I guess an MP3 or whatever format those things come on. You're running around on the track at the gym. You're on an Amtrak train. You're on a plane. You're driving, especially. You can just hear the show, and that's a really cool way to do it. Castbox.fm. We do have a YouTube channel as well, Dave's Gone By. Most of our stuff is there, although for copyright issues, because we used to play a lot of music, some of our stuff is getting muted or just blocked in 50 countries around the globe, including, I guess, this one. I do not understand the algorithms of YouTube or Facebook either, for that matter. You get people on there who are playing or showing entire pre-recorded, copyrighted Sony, Epic Records, Warner Brothers, music, no problem, maybe making nothing, and we make nothing, and yet they block us every time I play more than 2 seconds of a song. I don't get it. But anywho, you can get this program, certainly, anytime you go to davesgoneby.com. Anyway, it is almost 11:30 in the morning Eastern Time here on Dave's Gone By. So we still have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned to do, but before we get to that, let us not forget that we have StoryTime. StoryTime is a cool segment where I just read to you in an amusing and hilarious way, we hope, somebody else's work, somebody else's writing, somebody else's story, and I can goof on it, which is a lot of fun. Whoa, at least it is for me. So today's story, you remember this man? Even before The Simpsons kind of made him legendary, this guy was on either Channel 41 or Channel 47 with a show called El Chavo, or I think later on it was called El Chapulín. It was two different characters, one of whom was dressed as a bee. The bee guy! Yeah, and he was a real famous person within, I guess, Spanish, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Latin culture on the channel and beyond that, Roberto Bolaños. And you know, who could not love that? And the opening, yeah, you remember. Anywho, had no idea there was a book that, you know, the love of El Chapo, not El Chapo, that would be very, very different. But on Storytime, we're doing this book about sounds, sonidos, from Chapulín, Colorado.
City, oh yeah.
Oh no, that's not what I want. This is what I want. Here we go.
Tell me a story, tell me a story, tell me a story, remember what you said. You promised me, you said you would, you gotta give in, so I'll be good. Tell me a story, then I'll go to bed.
Yeah! Oh yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, I have nothing to do with this book. I didn't write the book, but we just found this in our local library in the I guess, bilingual section. El Chapulín, Colorado, right, here he is, Sounds y Sonidos, a bilingual book of onomatopoeia, art by Citlali Reyes, I hope I pronounced that right. It's Lil Libros, my friends, by Patty Rodriguez and Ariana Stein. This took 2 authors. There's about 8 words in the whole damn book, but it took 2 authors to put this together, plus a cartoonist. Let's see, he's holding a mallet. That can't be good. Let's see. Oh, look. Knock, knock. Or, as the Spanish would go, toc, toc. Really? I took Spanish for many, many years in school. I don't remember knock, knock being toc, toc. This just doesn't make sense to me. Anywho. Buzz. Buzz. There's no story to this book. It's just imagery that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And please note that the Spanish word for buzz, I guess, is buzz. And there's some sort of bee or fly that's more like a pickle than a fly. And a tiny little bee pushing a cup of coffee. Maybe this is related to certain episodes of the program, although I don't remember when he was shrunk down to baby size and pushing a cup of... I didn't see all the episodes. Maybe. And now, it's not just a mallet, it's a rubber mallet that goes sneak, or I'm sorry, squeak. That's the American word for it. And then we've got neek. Yeah, neek. I am telling you, I took a course. No, sorry, I took a test when I first was accepted into NYU that tested me out of Spanish. I learned just enough Spanish in high school where I didn't have to take a foreign language in college. In all the classes I took in high school, I was honors Spanish. And then the test, and then I took a Spanish class in college just for fun. At no point did I get bzz, neek, or toc for knock. None of these. Gulp, which is glup. So obviously not only are the authors kind of lazy because there's only 2 words on every page, but they're also dyslexic because gulp, which we all know, becomes glup with, of course, the upside down exclamation points. And here he's drinking as a bee would. A few more pages. Now you tell me, okay, I have no idea. I literally no idea. Okay, so he's still got the squeaky mallet, or the nicky mallet. He's got a watch chain that he's holding that's 2 times the size of him. And instead of tick-tock, is going tic-tac, which is a sort of minty fresh sort of play on language there. Tic-tac. I wonder, is the Spanish version of tic-toc tic-tac, or maybe nick? Notice I am not being ethnically offensive. I'm just questioning everything. Here we go. Even ring, okay. Ring is actually rin. I get this is actually closer to an old school telephone. See, kids, this is what a telephone used to look like. Rin, rin, and ooh, noisy phone. The bee has, you figure, do bees have ears as well as antenna? Or do the antenna function as ears or replace them? Now I'm really puzzled. I don't know how bees work. I really don't. I do know that, like, kind of like this initial thing, they go bzzz. A Spanish bee would go bzzz. Rin, rin goes the telephone, or el teléfono. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. Ouch is ay. I get that. It does occur to me, where the hell did the word ouch come from? Nobody ever actually says ouch. Okay? They will say, ay. We will, you stub your toe, it burns, or certain words like I couldn't say if we were on terrestrial radio. That's when we was, but no, this, I think the Spanish got it much more close to what we would actually say, ay. We're by the way doing the book, Chapulín Colorado, by whom? By who is it by? By Patty Rodriguez and Ariana Stein. Oh, honey, you're just in time for Yarg! Yarg!
Actually, but the book is very scary.
Well, it's a lot of noises.
Scary, yeah, a lot of yelling.
And meanwhile, this poor guy, he can't see, he's missing teeth. He's like a 90-year-old in assisted living. It's like, does that not work? Oh, no. Wasn't he a battery?
Hello.
Okay. Well, let's do the pirate.
You gotta press the little thing.
I don't know the Spanish word for pirate, but it's
Pirate.
Pirate.
We gotta press it.
Press this thing on the side?
No. Press the little lever.
The lever. Okay, here we go.
You normally use a megaphone.
Oh, this thing underneath.
Yes.
Okay.
Wrong. That's backward. No.
No, these things.
No. This
You
way.
said it was backward, and then I turned it around, and now it's R.
No.
No.
Like this.
Oh, it's like that. Okay. R.
Ooh.
Or, as the Spanish would go, yard. Yard. Oh, those Spanish pirates, so scary. Pirates of El Caribbean.
Wow.
Let's try this one.
What's that?
Now here, okay, I don't know, 6 of 1, half a dozen. You can say if you're American or
What is that? Yeah.
or the Spanish would go
Chis. Make it loud on the machine.
Okay, here we go.
Here, I'll change the voice for you.
Oh, thank you. I assume this is a bird they're escaping from prison or something. I have no idea. No idea what's going on here. I guess he's on the tail. Here we go. Chiss. Swiss chiss. All right, and we got one more page already of this fine work of literature. This is for you, my darling. Here we go. Either in English, samooch, or this is where moi comes from. Moi. Oh, and look.
Oh, look at his little kisses.
The band, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can't see below, but his stinger is going. Go. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the entire friggin' book. Inspired by the internationally acclaimed sitcom El Chapulín Colorado, this book introduces little ones. Oh, look! Here we go. Oh.
Throw them. Just throw them on the floor.
Yeah? Okay.
The bee, not the book.
Buzz. There he goes.
He's so cute.
El Chapulín from Little Libros Books, copyright 2020. So, yeah, this was basically created during the pandemic, and we can understand why. Can turn out a bunch of these. Literally, there's about 15 words in the entire book. They're not even words mostly; they're mostly sounds. Like, did you know that buzz is buzz?
You know what time it is.
What time is it? Time for. Yes. Okay. So before we get to our Colorado, that was story time, by the way. Before we get to,
shove your computer, push your computer back a little bit.
like towards me or towards there? Oh, back.
So you
Okay.
can see your whole setup. I'll squeeze the uzu for you.
All right, here we
I know
go.
you don't like to squeeze uzu.
Yeah, little do you know. There we go. All right, so we were talking about this at the beginning of the program. We went to some farmer's market out or a farm really out in Pikesville, and I saw this, and I thought it was a decent price. It was not, but this is a yuzu, which is apparently a very difficult fruit to get here in the States, especially on the East Coast. In California, probably a lot more plentiful because they can grow them there. But it's not grown anywhere else here, and you're not allowed to import citrus from anywhere else. So it's like cigars from Cuba. You can't get, for whatever reason, I think you can't bring in the bugs or the diseases or it'll affect our orange groves or some shit. So we have here an actual yuzu fruit, which is crossed between a lemon and an etrog and a clementine.
I will squeeze it into your glass. I know you don't.
So here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to try this friggin' thing. That's going to be about, it's about 45 cents a drop.
So if you just cut it, I'll squeeze it. Just cut it in half.
I'm going to try
and cut the bottom off.
I don't know. I guess there's no pit in the middle.
Well,
It's got little pits in it.
Cut it and then I'll show you.
All right, I'm going to cut this. I'm going to
Cut it in half, but then cut the. Okay, that's
the
fine.
yuzu. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm cutting the yuzu. Oh, all right. Let's see if it cuts. It doesn't really want to give.
Want me to do it?
Oh, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm halfway through the yuzu. Watch your fingers. I'm halfway through the yuzu. Let's first take a look at it.
It smells great.
It smells like a lemon.
No, it smells different. It smells like a persimmon.
Oh.
Okay. So we're gonna have
lemony. Here's what it looks
Can you
like
just
inside.
Cut like the back part off too.
Half the thing is pits.
Just cut this.
Like cut the tuchus off? All right, you're doing that. Okay, look at that. So we have now a squeezable. I don't know why we have a lemon press, but we do. There's a pit in there. Here we go. And you thought the show was the pits. So my wife is going to squeeze, not squeeze my lemon, but squeeze this yuzu.
That's fine.
It's the yuzu review coming right at you. It's the yuzu review coming right at you. Here it comes. The citrus is coming out into the glass. Oh, look there. All right, gives a decent amount of juice. This is good.
Okay.
All right, now. So it's going to be lemon-like.
I'm not going to squeeze the. Oh, sorry.
A bit of sour. Nice. See if there's anything in that. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Now maybe save that. I don't know. Save that other one. I'll put it on my chicken or something. But let's see.
You can keep that too.
All right, now. What I'm going to do first of all is I want to try.
Stir here.
Yeah, I want to try a drop of it before I put anything.
No. I would put. It's going to be very bitter.
Yeah, it's going to be very bitter. And
paper towel in case you want this.
here we go.
Oh no. How is it?
If you told me it was a lemon.
Maybe like a Meyer lemon, huh?
Yeah, it's sort of a gentler lemon. It's not as
Shall I put your syrup?
harsh and lemony.
You want to put your
let
syrup?
me add a
Okay.
little syrup.
Okay.
So this is going to be all right. We're going to add, I'm going to poke a little simple syrup.
Okay.
And I think I even told the story on this program that I once had a bitter argument with an academic about what simple syrup was. And he literally could not fathom what the hell I was talking about. I'm like, it's simple. It's like sugar water syrup, but they sell it as he literally did not know what I was trying to get across. It's sort of the story of my life. All right, I'm gonna.
I put ice to make it cold because sometimes
Oh yeah.
You might be more probably.
Well, I added a lot of simple syrup. It's gonna be sweet.
Okay, whatever you need.
So here's my yuzu beverage. L'chaim, my friends. Happy holidays. It smells lovely. It smells lemony, fresh. It's like, it really is like a somewhat gentler lemon. Try it. It's like yuzu aid. Right?
Oh, it's good.
Yes.
It doesn't taste like lemon. It tastes like
what?
lemon, lime, and something.
Lime,
There's something
yeah.
in there too. It's a very lemon, lime, and something.
Yeah, but it's very
Do you
nice.
want the rest of the ouzo? Want me to squeeze it in there?
No, because I want to do something. I'm putting on my chicken or something.
Okay.
But it's very nice.
Well, it's got a bite.
Does it? I'm
Yeah.
not sensing that. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to make yuzu soda for yourselves, you know what? A cocktail's $10. You might as well. All you gotta do is take a bit of yuzu,
Yeah.
squeeze it out, get the pits out. It's got giant pits. The pits are like twice the size of lemon pits. Let me show them to you here. Oops, no. Wow, I literally can't pick them up. Here's a yuzu pit. And then a little bit of simple syrup to make it sweet and drinkable. And then seltzer water, cold seltzer water. And it is very refreshing. Yeah. Worth trying. I have tried yuzu.
Aftertaste. Ooh, I feel the.
Really?
Yeah. Ooh. You don't feel the burn of it?
Not at all.
Wow.
I mean, it really does feel less bitey than a regular lemon.
You have a straw too underneath if you want the straw.
I do? Oh, this thing,
I
yeah.
didn't know if you wanted a straw.
No, I'm good. I can drink this way, but thank you for that. And yeah, thank you. So, look, hey, Dave tries something different, and I have to give this like a BB+.
Where is your phone? I can't get the Facebook on mine.
My phone should be somewhere here, but I have no idea where in the cacophony of... Or maybe it's on my desk. Maybe I brought it to my desk or something. Anywho, so yeah, the great Dave's Gone By Yuzu experiment. It's I already did the Yuzu review joke. So, but again, look at the size of those friggin' pits. Jeepers. I wonder what would happen. We have a couple of plants that died in the house. I'm going to just throw
I
these...
don't think that... Well, you could try... I'd have to dry them out first, no?
Yeah. We'll dry them out, and then we'll try planting them.
Oh, like an avocado pit, yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a yuzu bush.
That would be cool.
Oh, it would be the most wonderful thing ever. I could go around town and show people my bush and go, here's my yuzu. I'm going to get arrested.
You're still thinking of yuzu on here.
Well, thank you. Do you want another sip?
No, thank you, honey. It burns for me. I feel the burn.
Not bad at all. So thank you. Would I ever pay $6 or even $4?
A lot of people, I think, like your mixology. Maybe you should have a segment of David makes something with seltzer.
Next time, vanilla egg creams.
You got a lot of, You got a lot of views and you got a lot of likes for it, yeah.
Well, thank you guys.
People like your making that.
And so honestly, this
Your
is
little bar setup.
this is a fairly rare thing in America. So they do have them if you're in Maryland and you go to the market in Pikesville.
Hidden Waters.
Hidden Waters. Right. I keep forgetting that name. Hidden
I
Waters.
keep calling it Hidden Valley. It's not the right thing.
Well, because it's a ranch. It really is a
Yeah,
ranch.
yeah,
They got animals there somewhere. So let me put this down. Uh-oh.
It's fine, David. Just take your drink, no?
Yeah.
I'll clean that and keep that as your setup for you could do some,
Yeah, next time we'll all try all different
And we
drinks
can
and...
have pictures of what you're thinking of each week.
Oh my goodness.
What's in egg cream? It's vanilla syrup.
Vanilla syrup, seltzer, and milk.
Oh, okay.
That's all. Vanilla, or chocolate egg cream is, of course.
Yeah, you said vanilla. You could. I don't think you should do vanilla because you called it. I think you should surprise people.
Oh, oops. But yeah, really any syrup with milk and whatever. That's why if you go to these places, I have Italian sodas that are so tempting. It's basically, it's a glass of 2 cents plain with a squirt of some moron syrup. And they charge you $6 for it. It's like, no, it's seltzer and syrup. What the hell? But an egg cream adds the milk. And that's the beauty. You get the foamy head. Oh, I am a Jew. I'm an old school Jew. Even Lou Reed actually had a song about egg creams. I'm not kidding.
Was it?
It's called Egg Creams. Or so I like egg cream. I mean, really. It was on one of his better albums in the later period, where he's really talking about how great chocolate egg creams are. So, yes, even a jerk like Lou Reed appreciated and was old school Jew. He knew the value, the beauty of an egg cream. But this is not an egg cream. I could try a yuzu cream, but that would be gross.
I don't think you can. I think you have to mix something sweet, not something citrus. I think you could put mint leaves in with the yuzu. That'd be nice, like a yuzu mosa.
Wow.
Yuzu mosa.
I love it. Yes, a yuzu mosa. And why wouldn't it? You just take some mint leaves and throw it in at work.
Good,
Yeah.
A mimosa. Yeah.
Well, mimosa's orange juice. So what's the other thing? A mojito.
Not
a
mojito,
yuzito.
That's what I meant, mojito.
A yuzito we could
should
do.
That, yeah.
Oh boy! Now we have to get more of these. Let's go back to Pikesville and get like half a dozen, and just remortgage the house.
Yeah, if you can make it next time with mint leaves, we have mint leaves. Do you want that?
Yeah, because it's actually going to be good with a
Yes,
little,
it'll give it a little sweetness. Yeah.
like lemonade with mint. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh boy! I'm excited now, which is why the camera doesn't pan below my waist. But you know, you're watching Dave's Gone By. It's 11:45 Eastern Time in the Daverhood. Want to remind you one other thing. That, you know, we were talking about writing and stuff with HALLIDAY on the program. I, too, am a writer, not just a podcaster, but I've written plays. I've written many, many news items about the theater, interviewed a lot of famous people, also tons of songs and song lyrics. If you want to read my work, please do. And it's all there, or a lot of it is there. I'm still trying to put up more stuff. DaveLefkowitz.org. That is the repository, if you will, and you will, of my written work. My radio stuff, my podcast stuff is at davesgoneby.com. DaveLefkowitz.org is the place to read my full-length and one-act plays, screenplays, as I said, song lyrics, the comic essays I've written, all the things I've co-written with Rabbi Sol Solomon, his plays and also his rabbinical reflections. He recites them in Yiddish and Aramaic. I translate and also do some occasional adaptation of them and put them out in English. Those are all there at davelefkowitz.org. So please, please, please check those out. Anywho, we've got a few minutes left on this 1009th episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream. Oh, and this reminds me of something I didn't have time to bring up last week, but it dovetails in nicely because we were talking about the gourmet girls and, you know, that market in Pikesville, this idea of like two girls together, etc. Gotta say farewell. They're not friends of the neighborhood, but this weird-ass story. The Kessler twins died a week and a half ago. Ellen and Alice Kessler, they were not Siamese, but they were German identical sisters.
Twins.
Oh, yeah, read the wiki. They died about a week and a half ago, born in Germany, and they were identical twins, and they became dancers, popular.
They never married.
Two other. No, they never married. They never married. That was the thing. They basically stayed together their entire natural lives. They weren't joined at anything. They literally they had a better time with each other. They're more in sync with each other than they ever were with any other people, ever. And they became very famous in the 1950s and 1960s, both born on the same day, in 1936. Here they were in their heyday, a little bit after the heyday, but they're still, they were able to get out of East Germany, went to West Germany in Dusseldorf, and they ended up representing West Germany in Eurovision.
Oh, wow.
They sang with people like Frank Sinatra.
Wow.
They were on the Red Skelton Show. They did covers of Playboy and Life magazine.
Wow.
But as my wife said, never married. They lived together in adjoining flats.
That's lovely.
Later in life. And then,
That's so lovely.
they died, or I should say they chose to die a week and a half ago. They did assisted suicide on the same day.
Yeah, because they don't want to be without each other. Wow.
That was back on Monday,
Wow.
November 17th, yeah.
They were just so used to being with each other. That's amazing.
So they told Bild magazine about a year and a half ago, they wanted their ashes buried in the same urn.
Wow.
Mixed in with those of their mother and their dog. And their dog named Yellow.
They only had one dog?
Yeah, I guess, or the dog they last had or something like that. But nice, but there's something a little fucked up. It's like they mished themselves up together with Mom, with Fido. I don't know. There was a mosquito they killed about a month before they died. They threw that in there. A couple of drops of yuzu. Just anything, just slosh it around in there. Make a paste. And farewell to the Kessler twins. They were twins who passed deliberately and decidedly, not this past Monday, but a Monday ago. Anywho, I just thought that story was like so It was the assisted suicide on the same day thing and the mixing. It just kind of freaked me out a little bit. Anywho, speaking of freaky things, one thing we still have to do on this episode of the Dave's Gone By show is a poem. Told you I was a writer, and I have a poetic streak in me. I also have a non-poetic streak in my underpants, but we won't talk about that. My wife and I lived in Colorado for well over a decade, and I decided, for no good reason, because I never have a good reason for these things, to start writing a poem about as many places in Colorado as I possibly could. Whether it's a well-known spot like Vail or Greeley or Denver, to absolutely little-known or forgotten places that haven't been on the map in 80 years, but were at one point, to write a limerick and use that name of the town 3 times in the poem, because they all have to rhyme at the end of the first, second, and fifth line, and do that, well, a dozen times, just for fun. And then I ended up doing it like 24 times, and 4 dozen times, and 8 dozen times, to the point where I have 300 plus, probably about 325 now, of these Colorado limericks of the damned. So not only, that's the point, A, I have to turn them into poems, and B, they should be on some level amusing, dark, risque, or even downright sick and depraved, because it's this program and it's me. And then limericks are supposed to be a little, the whole structure supposedly makes them a little bit humorous in the first place. So ladies and gentlemen, today's Colorado limerick of the damned is for a place called Channing, Colorado. You can Google it, you won't find anything, but it is in the wiki list of populated places in Colorado, so it counts. And so we're going to go now to Channing, Colorado, for a Colorado limerick of the damned.
A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 will end with words that rhyme, and likewise verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick. Rocky Mountain.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our Colorado limerick of the damned, and to help us with it, or to help listen to it, we have Channing Tater, the very handsome, beautiful specimen that he is, Channing Tater.
Wow.
Going to help us do Channing, Colorado, for our poem, for our limerick of the damned. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you what I know about Channing, which is almost nothing. It's a town in south far eastern Colorado in Prowers County. And if you're keeping score, it's near Cornman. That is literally all that is on the internet or anywhere about Channing, Colorado. It exists. It's somewhere, and it's in like south and far over to the easty part, almost into the next state. But there it is, Channing, Colorado, our limerick, tell the kids, of the damned. Oh, it's a cautionary tale, by the way. Don't go to that health spa in Channing, the one that the council is banning. The pull down is rusted, the treadmill is busted, and you could get cancer from tanning. You gotta admit, that was G-rated. There was nothing, you can't even have the kids in the room for that one. It mentions the big C, but that's the only...
I can tell that you're going to the gym because you're both gym terms. You're so macho. You're so macho.
And for those of you who are triggered, I should have said, this contains the C word, but yes, it's...
The gym? Give me your thing.
All right, yeah. Anyway, that was our Colorado limerick of the damned. If you want to write to me, davesgoneby@aol.com.
Like
Who did?
Dakota Fanning.
Oh! As well as Lester Langan. Anyway, Eli Manning. There you go. Anywho, I should have done Eli Manning. Whatever. I didn't. This is what it is. So, before we get out of here, I realized would you like some yuzu soda?
No, that's what, I still feel the burn. You don't feel the burn?
No, not at all.
It's killing me.
Funny, you don't look yuzu-ish. Anywho, I forgot to do the thank yous, and I'll dovetail them in with the friends of the Daverhood. So first of all, our brand new friend of the Daverhood, thank you so much to Anne Halliday. Go see her in Wayfaring Stranger and the other things that she's doing with Theater for the Apes and off Broadway in New York. Plus, buy her book, Panther City, which is really good. I am enjoying it. And keep tabs on her as well as her husband, Greg Kogas, who was on this show a couple of years ago and is always working on new music and new musicals as well. So, yes, Anne Halliday, thank you. Delightful to have you. Rabbi Sol Solomon, go to his website, shalomdammit.com, shalom, D-A-M-M-I-T, shalomdammit.com, for all his rabbinical reflections, for his stage show, for his old TV show. All the links are there, shalomdammit.com. Now, other people who have appeared on this program over the years, these friends and alumni of the Daverhood, how are they doing? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's let you know, in other words, like some of the folks who've been on this program and are now busy doing other things. For example, we've got director Gabriel Barry, who is staging an off-Broadway play called Reunions, and you have until, just till December 2nd, so a couple of days, to see Reunions at City Center, Stage 2 in Midtown Manhattan. Playing now through the middle of February, Danny Burston, a very fine New York actor. Danny Burston is in Marjorie Prime, a show that was off-Broadway years ago. Now he's in the Broadway version that Second Stage is doing at the Helen Hayes Theater. I don't think it's opened yet, or maybe it's opening in a week or two. We've also got Nancy Redman, our funny lady friend. She's in a play called Bum Bum. Okay. A play called Bum Bum, and that is downtown at the Here Arts Center over on Spring Street off of 6th Avenue. That is running now, that opens on the 4th. I think that's Thursday, playing through the middle of December. Nancy Redman in Bum Bum. And then you've got Michael Colby this coming Friday, December 5th. Michael Colby is doing his cast of characters, and helping him out on that are Mark Nadler and some other cabaret friends of ours at Urban Stages over on West 30th Street in Midtown. And then it is a week away, but we do want to let you know that next Saturday through Monday, the 6th through the 8th, Paul Williams, pretty legendary songwriter, he's going to be celebrating at Lyrics and Lyricists with a whole bunch of singers doing his work at the 92nd Street Y. Want to remind you that Evan Seplow is the editor of StageBuddy.com. Vicky Quaddy is our beloved friend out in Chicago doing Late Night Catechism and other shows. David Sheward writes theater reviews for TotalTheater.com. David Kenny, you can hear his radio program, Everything Old is New Again, Sunday evenings on WBAI Radio in New York. Darren DeVivo is doing Noises from the Valley. His new show, he's no longer on WFUV, as he was for like 40 years. He's now on WKZE, Friday evenings, 7 to 11 p.m. He also has a podcast, 2 different podcasts that he does about the Beatles. And then there's Eva Heineman, who hosts High Drama on YouTube and Facebook. And those, my friends, are the friends of the Daverhood. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, here on this Saturday where it just struck high noon, Saturday, November 29, 2025, the day after Thanksgiving. I hope you had a fine one. We are finishing up our 1009th episode of Dave's Gone By. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take the number off the wall. There it goes. because next Saturday, will be our 1010th episode of the program. We're very, very cool. Some of the best interviewees that we've ever had have been talk show hosts, whether TV or radio themselves, because they know the drill. They know how to talk about themselves. They're camera ready, they're microphone ready, they got stories to tell, they know celebrities. One of my favorite interviews ever was Dick Cavett, right? Just
lovely. Yeah,
best of the
lovely.
best.
Very entertaining, lovely.
It was fun to talk to Joe Franklin when he was alive. You know, people like that tend to be on it. We've got another one coming up next Saturday.
Let's see.
It's
Do you have it on your show, on your thing?
it's probably on my homepage under this week's stuff, so you can check it out. And it's someone you will probably remember, having grown up in New York, because he moved around the country a bit and then settled in New York, and had talk shows on our local channels for many, many years. And then he went on to do stuff on the Food Network, and he's now more of a writer than a host or performer, but he's Bill Boggs.
Oh,
Remember Bill Boggs?
Yes, Bill Boggs. Wasn't he a news guy?
Never news. He was always an interviewer.
Let me look, hold on.
Yeah.
Image of Bill Boggs, New York.
As soon as you see him, you'll recognize him. He was, there we go. That was back, I lost it. That was back in the day
Oh, okay.
of,
Image of Bill Boggs in 2025. The real Bill Boggs?
Bill Boggs, yeah.
Pie eater?
Not Bilbo Baggins, Bill Boggs.
Is this him?
You had him before.
I think this is him. Hold on. Image of Bill Boggs 2025.
Oh, that looks like it. One of those is him. Maybe not from 20.
Wow.
You recognize him now?
Yes, he looks the same. He's still got the little skunk patch, too.
Yeah. Well, this picture is probably about 10, 15 years old.
Really? Oh, wow.
He goes to the same tanning salon as Tom Jones.
He's a lady. Whoa, she's a lady.
He's been getting just a little too much sun in there. He's got the skunk patch hair. But that's him. That's Bill Boggs, if you remember him. He was on WNEW for a bunch of years. He also had shows, as I mentioned, on the Food Network. He's alive reasonably well. We were going to talk to him back in late summer, and then he just had this terrible sinus infection that was messing up his head. But we finally were able to get him on the show. So, yes, if you love talk shows, if you remember Bill Boggs from back in the day, or you're reading his books, he's written 2 satirical books about Spike the Wonder Dog.
This is from Broadway World, but look.
Show, yeah.
Is this more recent?
Let me see. I can grab it with that. Yeah, he does look a bit more like this. Is probably within the last 5-10 years.
It's killing me. It's burning my throat.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, there's Bill Boggs much later, and one of the things he knew, he was kind of an unofficial Rat Pack guy.
Really?
He knew Frank. He knew Sammy.
How do you know all those people?
I guess we'll have to wait until next week to find out, because he's going to talk about that for sure.
Did he grow up in New Jersey?
I don't remember.
He'll tell you.
Yeah, he will tell. But no, I don't. I think he was more Midwesty, or at least he cut his chops doing radio and TV in Midwest, and became something of a big deal, and then said, "Hey, I'm going to try my luck. I'm going to bring it to New York," and he did, and has had a very successful career as a host, as an interviewer. In the Dick Cavett, Jack Parr kind of mode, and then. Once that subsided, he turned to writing. He's written a couple of novels. As I said, he has 2 books about Spike the Wonder Dog, which are, acidic looks at the entertainment industry from a dog's eye view. They sound like a lot of fun. Yeah. So, Bill Boggs, next Saturday on Dave's Gone By. So don't miss it. Anywho, anything else that we want to discuss or talk about? We still haven't really talked about the gym. Do we want to?
Let's go. Let's keep doing it and then talk about it.
All right. Well, yeah. So, over the holiday, my wife and I joined a gym. We actually call him James, and we want to get unstuck from him because he's kind of annoying. But we also joined a health club sort of a thing to force course me really, to be more active and to, get my heart pumping, lose a couple of pounds if I can, and just be like,
I looked over your cardiogram. It's perfect. You have a normal cardiogram from the cardiologist at Hopkins. You're good, Colin.
I'm good to go.
He's the Hopkins man. He did a good job. You're doing great.
Yeah. Speaking of Jews, he looks at me because I had gone to. Did I tell the whole story last week?
No,
I don't think I did.
You didn't.
All right, so let's tell the story because we have a little bit of time. I mean, we're over time, but we have a little bit of time.
It's your show.
So, a couple of weeks earlier, I had that trouble talking thing of like having trouble getting full sentences out, which I've had once or twice since the pandemic. When I had COVID, that wasn't the problem. But in the years since having COVID, I will have this thing of no trouble walking around or doing exertion or running. But if I try to talk, words will get caught in my mouth. I'll have to swallow or stop. I just don't have the breath to finish the sentence, which, considering that I'm teaching 2 classes, is a rather difficult thing to do and to have. And so I had this about 2.5 years ago. And I did a telehealth thing because it was still pandemic-y times. And I'm like, I don't want to go, I'll just do it online. What the hell? I can describe my symptoms. He can see me and hear me, and he'll diagnose me, which he did. So I go to this telehealth doctor who prescribes albuterol, this inhaler thing, for when I need to open up my Sinai, although I didn't go to Mount Sinai. And and the decongestant, something called Montelukast. Because he assumed, I'm older, I have phlegm. He figures it's sinus. He thinks it's stuff in my head. Break up the phlegm, get rid of it. And this is 2.5 years ago. And it takes me like a week or two to get over this thing. Fine. And then about 3 weeks ago, I get it again, right? And I'm in class and I'm having trouble getting sentences out. I'm at home, and you can tell when I've got it because I'm literally, stopping in sentences, having these issues. So my wife is like, "You're going to urgent care." I was saying, "It's not particularly urgent. You're going to urgent care." So it's fine. We go to urgent care, and woman looks at me and diagnoses, and they do what are the things on the fingers? What is that?
Pulse ox.
Pulse ox. They get my pulse ox, and they decide to do a chest X-ray because apparently this place had some issues where they didn't. What was the story?
Because when anything with respiratory stuff, they didn't hear anything, but they thought you had trouble breathing.
Right, but they had someone who they didn't catch the heart. Oh, okay, you don't want to talk about it. Fine. But point is, they're extra careful anything involving respiration in the heart. So they do a pulse ox and they do this, and they do a chest X-ray on me to see if maybe I've got pneumonia. Maybe there's something in there clogging my lungs or something like that. And I don't. The chest X-ray comes up perfectly clear. I was never a smoker, right? I lived in New York, but I wasn't near smokestacks and things. So pretty damn good, pretty clear. But the problem with that is if your issue isn't sinus and nasal drip and phlegm and coughing stuff up, then what the hell is the issue? Why are you having this trouble breathing? So she too prescribes an inhaler, the same inhaler, albuterol, but instead of a decongestant, she prescribes this prednisone thing, medinaprednisone, which is not a decongestant, but which is a steroid, which is something that just kind of opens up, I guess, the bronchi and the lungs and makes you grow hair on your chest and get angry and kill football players, right? So she prescribes this after seeing my chest X-ray, after taking the pulse ox and all this, and my pressure.
And she did your electrocardiogram.
Oh, my EKG, right. So she looks at all these things, and she goes, the one thing I'm a little bit concerned about is I'm detecting a flutter. Like, what the hell are you talking? Because, you can't just go to a doctor and they say, here, take this, go. No, they've got to find something. And it's always got to be something that another doctor has to look at. That's American medicine. There's nothing holistic. They're testing for these things, and if they detect something, they got to send you to somebody else. So she's like, yeah, if you look at your little EKG here, See, you may have a little bit of a flutter. Like, meaning what? Do I have apnea? Am I going to need a stent in my heart? What the? And she's like, no, but you should have it. You should have it looked at. So immediately I make an appointment with a cardiologist in the same complex. And when I say immediately, what that means is I call up to make an appointment, and they say, okay, yeah, we can see you in about 2 weeks. Great, fine. They tell me when. I'm like, oh, no, I'm teaching. And they're like, oh, okay, we can do middle of January. It's like, there's no fucking appointments between the middle of November and the middle of January for a condition that a doctor is sending you that you should have a look at. This is American medicine too. So I'm like, so first I said, oh, fine, fuck it, January, I'm feeling okay. Yeah. And then I start thinking over, and my wife said, she said, no, deal with it. You're not going to wait 2 months to deal with whatever this is. So I end up having to redo my own schedule, cancel classes for the day, or one of my classes, to go to this cardiologist, right? Older Jewish man. So he looks and he takes similar tests, similar way. He doesn't do another x-ray, but I think he did another EKG, as well as listening to my heart and whatever. And he says, yeah, you don't have any kind of flutter at all. I don't know what you were seeing. There's nothing wrong. Your heart is fine. Okay. And by the way, how that breathing thing that you had, how is it? How was it? I said, it was gone in 2 days. So she was right in terms of, instead of decongestant, to give me that steroid.
Yeah.
Because I used the inhaler once, just because she told me to, twice a day as needed. I didn't need it. Within a day and a half, I was fine. You can hear me now. I'm fine. This is already 2 weeks later. I'm fine. My heart is fine. But then, since he's a cardiologist, he's like, well, you're fine. But you're 5'2", and you weigh 148 pounds. You really shouldn't weigh quite that much for your height and for your BMI, right? And you tell me about your habits. What do you eat? How much exercise do you get? And now I'm having to confess, like, my breakfast is coffee and something sweet in the morning, like, if not a donut, maybe a muffin or part of a cake most of the time. And then, I love meat. I have meat almost every day, right? And I'm a snacker, but I don't snack. I don't eat a whole bag of potato chips. I'll have some, and then I'll have chocolate later, and I'm a snacker. And he's looking at me with that Jewish look of like, you don't have to tell me how guilty you feel. I can just see it in you.
I can see it in your
It's the Jewish thing of like, you're passive aggressive. Kill yourself. Go ahead. It's your life. It's your stomach. It's your body. You can carry around that flat tire of yours. Go ahead. So, I'm telling him this, and I'm trying also to feel like I'm not that unhealthy. I'm relatively active. I'm very, I go shopping or do stuff every day, and I teach, and I'm very active when I'm teaching, right? And I do eat a lot of crap, but I don't really overdose on junk food. I don't OD on caffeine. I have 1 cup of coffee a day, and then I do drink a lot of Snapple or Arizona throughout the day, but not like a 64-ounce tub. I might go through a 16-ounce or 20 ounces of Arizona in the course of a day. I'm not going crazy with stuff. And yet. So, I'm 61 years old. There's the middle-age thing. So the doctor's like, you should really, and maybe you should this, and check this, and do this. I'm like, okay, doc, okay. And he's right. He's right. It would be nice if I weighed a couple fewer pounds. And it was funny. Oh, and also, he found my systolic, or whatever the hell that is, that number.
Your diastolic. My
diastolic number was higher than it ought to be. So he's a little concerned that I'm pre-blood pressure-y. Not diabetic, but what's the blood pressure thing?
Herpes.
Herpes. I'm pre-herpetic.
So hypertensive, probably.
Probably.
I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. I'm making it up.
And I'm telling him, Doc, I have white coat syndrome. I'm afraid of even going to a fucking doctor. I'm terrified of needles. So don't tell. And of course, he tells me I should get a blood test. I'm like, yeah. And you're wondering why my fucking heart is going like this. It's like, it's a blood test. You should get one. I'm like, And then it's testing my pressure. It's like 197 over 300.
I'm laughing because it's true.
It's true. It's so true. And I'm an anxious, nervous personality to begin with. It masks itself as type A, but it's just like, I'm like squirrel. This is me. I remember one time I was at the theater. I was going to a show back at the old school we were teaching at, and I was looking at the program about to see, and one of the teachers in the school, one of the guys I was getting my master's from, wanted to be friendly, and he put his hand on my shoulder. And
you jumped.
I leapt out of my chair. I went, wah! The whole auditorium looked at me.
You were excited.
Yeah, but I'm like a bunny. I am literally like a scared bunny if you come at me. So, and he's wondering why the fuck my diastolic number is 147 instead of 120 or something like that. That's why. It's got nothing to do with how I'm eating, nothing to do with salt, nothing to do with sugar. This is me, this is my heart, and it'll probably kill me in my 80s instead of my 90s, so it goes. So it goes. But, but that's why he's also telling me, look, maybe modify to this and get more exercise, 20 minutes a day, most days of the week. I'm like, okay. And I'm trying to go there, trying to do that. So we're going for more walks, and we did join a gym it's one of the chain gyms, and they kept saying they were going to open for weeks and weeks. Like, we were thinking of joining this even before the doctor stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
And they kept postponing when they were actually opening. So they have these great deals on joining early. If you join now, it's only this much per year. It's only this much per month. But then it's like, okay, we sign up and there's no gym to go to because they're not even open yet. But that is special, like a pre-Black Friday special or whatever. We signed up. And wouldn't you know, like within 3 days after we signed up, we go there just to see how it's doing. And it was their opening day.
Mm-hmm. That was so weird.
Yeah. So we've been using it. We've been going to the gym 2 or 3 times, 3 times a week. And it's been okay. Do I love it? No. Do I wish I did not have to?
After this, that's why you're delaying it, I think.
That's like right after the show, we have to go fucking do this and this and this.
I'm
And,
gonna get your pack, your little fanny
the
pack.
TRX that you love, the rope thing. Oh my God. It's not horrible.
I haven't done the rope thing. I'm gonna get your fanny pack so you can chill them.
Oh yeah. Like it's okay. We used to go to the gyms back when we were in the other university, and have trainers at that point. We're trying to do it ourselves. So hopefully I won't break something, wrench something, get another hernia, kill my knee in trying to do these ourselves. But maybe it's making me a little bit healthier. Maybe, and as I told the doctor, because he said, what did he say? He was like, it would be great if you could get it down to.
You left your phone there the first time.
Oh yeah.
Time or the third.
But the doctor said it'd be great if you could get it down to 120. I'm like, Doc, I am not getting down to 120 pounds. And he meant, no, your top number.
Tell them how you lost your phone, and that's why you have your fanny pack.
So usually when a girl is on a date with a guy and goes to his house or something, or his car, and she accidentally leaves behind something, it's a tell that she wants to be called again, she wants to be there again.
Yes.
Not with me, no.
You were so excited to go to Fuentes. You want to try him?
Yeah. So there we go to the gym, and also, because I'm driving, I got my keys, I got my wallet, I got my shit with me, and I don't, it's 30, 40 degrees out there. I'm not just dressing for the gym and coming right out. So I got my coat. Yeah. So I'm pulling out all this stuff and on and off, and I leave my cell phone in the locker room on the bench, not even knowing it.
Oh, yeah.
So we drive over to get some food, and then as we're in the restaurant, I'm like, where's my phone?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Happily, the restaurant is literally like 3 minutes drive from the gym.
Okay.
So I literally zip back there while you're waiting for the food. I go in and say, by any chance, I go to the front.
And I felt bad because I didn't have any money because of the gym. And then the lady said, oh, we only have bottles of water. I'm like, oh, okay. And then she gave me one for free. She was like,
nice.
take a bottle. I was like, just tap water.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they have a water fountain there.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Not at the restaurant.
Oh, I'm sorry, not at the restaurant. I'm thinking back at the gym. I can't get my mind out of the fucking gym.
I was at the restaurant. And
The restaurant didn't have water?
No, she said they don't do. And then I carried that out to the thing because it was cold, and the mama and I carried it back in because it was too cold.
Oh, yeah. But I was gone less than 10 minutes. I was literally back and forth. I went to the front desk of the gym.
Yeah.
And I said, by any chance, did anybody find it? Yep, here you go. Thank you.
So now show them your safety precautions.
So here's my fanny front
your
pack.
man pouch. It's
My
your
man
man
pouch. Yeah. I'll probably lose the man pouch. Instead of just my phone, I'll end up leaving like the phone, the lock, my wallet, everything will be in the pouch in the stupid gym. But gym is nice. I mean, it's a gym. It's you're watching this thing. You gotta figure out how your headphones work so you can listen to music. Because you can watch these TV screens.
Yeah, I'll bring them today.
Yeah, see if you can put on that number that corresponds to the TV screen.
Have to plug it in.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You can't. It doesn't have a Wi-Fi thing that you can. Well, get regular headphones and listen. But anyway, we're gonna go to the gym after this show.
That's why
Oh joy! Hey, if it's gonna make me live a little bit longer and better, I don't care about living longer.
Stories to tell on your show.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I don't have any other gym stories. There's not.
Well, you have to work on them.
Yeah, there's not really. Figuring out how to use the machines, how much weight to use. It's not really a story.
Well, don't worry, we'll get some.
Well, I'm sure we'll find some. I'm sure some will occur. But anywho, yes, I've delayed long enough getting exercise, my friends.
Yes, sir.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. Thank you for tuning in to the 1009th episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebook Podcasting Programmio of the Stream. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. That's my wonderful and adorable wife. Check davesgoneby.com for the archives. Check davelefkowitz.org for my writings. See you next Saturday with the 1010th episode with our guest Bill Boggs talking to Rabbi Sol Solomon. Until then, be thankful. I know Thanksgiving, like all the other American holidays, is now a controversial thing. And you're supposed to feel horrible about what we did to the Native Americans to have this country. Fine, feel horrible, but also take a moment to just be thankful for what you got. And we'll see you next week. And gone by.
Days gone by. Days gone by. Days gone by.
And as we say, chin chin. I hope I don't get on my chin. Use. Oh, stop this stupid thing! L'chaim and gone by.